Let me let me do the Robin. Good day, everyone. How are we doing today? Robin, you gotta. Davey Dix, was good with you, man? Miss Jalen, how you doing today? Hey, sugar. Good day, Genesis. I am. What the hell is going on? Who's playing with my goddamn I was like, who's that? Who's that handsome ass man back there? Oh Lord. Good day, Corinne. Thank you. I got Kilo Khan in the house, goddamn. That shit is crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them, Robin M. Damn, baby. Oh shit. That is crazy. But I don't know, man. That little man's strong. He survived it. Robin M. He survived it. That's wild. 14 times. Whoo, Shiesty. They start off with the good foot too. They say bang, and then they work their way up. Shiesty, they started with his foot and they worked their way up. Damn, Davey. Everything? Shit. Yeah. I mean, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know why these men want to act like this. Why you want to act like that? Man, I've been getting my ass kicked in the gym lately because Robin M said I need to get some muscles. So this is all Robin M's fault, the way how I feel. But however, Robin M, yes, get a little sniff for Robin M because she loves the smells. Yes, we are sure. Yes. Stabbed up 14 times. Started with the foot and worked their way up. So I don't know. So I don't know who did it. But it sounds like, revenge to me. He wanted to get out of jail, but I'm pretty sure he didn't want to get out this way. At first, when I first seen it, I thought, oh, maybe he just was trying to, like on the Scream movie, stab not too deep and to the left. Make sure you miss all the organs. Nah. That's what it is. This was you goddamn right, Shiesty. I ain't shaving nothing. I want all that flavor to savor. Yeah, man. So he got poked up 14 times in jail. He had some kind of dispute. We're not sure. Shiesty ain't shit. Shiesty, you ain't shit. Oh, damn. That would be crazy if it comes out and it turns out that it's something. It's wild. I don't know what to say about this shit. I've been trying to, for a year now, I've been trying to tell men, Me and my cousin came up with it. He's the one that sparked the whole. You men need to recalibrate. Good day, Dr. Quantum. Not his prison babe. Y'all are insane. We've been trying to tell. What's up, Mo Love? Good day to you. Glad to see you here, beautiful. We've been trying to tell men for a year now. You need to recalibrate. You need to recalibrate. You need to stop with the lust and the degeneracy. It ain't going to get you nowhere good. I don't know why so many men, I don't know why they want to fall to the worship of lust and power. Welcome, men. This is America's latest cautionary tale. Where men who lust power, where men put lust, when men put power and degeneracy at the top of their value system, are now falling harder than the bad stock market crash. Yeah, let's start with Diddy. The man who once told us to vote or die. He is now on trial for sex trafficking, and the details is beyond disturbing. We got Cassie and Jane. That's the other person's name that they are going with. They're not revealing who the actual person is. They're saying Jane. I don't know why. So 2 women who testified that they were coerced. Let me make sure PhD don't curse me out. Coerced. Ain't no H in it. Ain't no H. Let me make sure I don't make PhD even mad. Coerced into sex acts. You know what I'm saying? They was kept awake for days on drugs, alcohol, and treated like disposable objects. That's wild, man. We've been trying to tell them. That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to tell these goddamn degenerates, take it off your value system. You need to replace lust and degeneracy. I've been trying to warn them, Shiesty. I don't know what's wrong with them because they got so much. They believe they put lust, power, and degeneracy at the top of their value system. That is the problem. I'm not sure if it's just a black man problem, but clearly we're talking about 2 black men, Smokey Robinson, Shannon Sharp. God damn, Shiesty. Shit. Damn. Who else, Shiesty? Let's name them. Hold on. You said all these black men. Hold on. We got Diddy, of course. We got Tory, of course. We got Shannon Sharp, of course. Now we have Senior Citizen, Smokey Robinson. Who else? Damn. Who else? Shiesty, who else? I got 4. Who else? We got Diddy, Tory, Shannon, Smokey. Who else out there wilding? That's crazy. When I'm trying not. Man, that's crazy, Shiesty. Oh, damn. How I forget the big dog too, right? Another one. R. Kelly. Damn. Dola might say that y'all ladies love the perverters. Oh, damn. Brother Polite on the low level, right? Brother Polite. Damn. That's 7. No, that's 6. Nature Boy, 7. Damn. Byron Turner said Tory was framed. Damn. Do we got 3 more? Damn, we got 7 of them. That's in recent time, too. Shit. Oh, yeah, we also a UK rapper named Solo 45. He's the UK's R. Kelly. Damn. 8. What was that other kid, that little short comedian kid from the UK as well? I forgot his name. Damn, Cosby. I forgot about Cosby. Shit, 9. Do we got one more? Yikes. Pill Cosby. Damn. Oh, Young Philly. Yes, that's his name. Young Philly. And that also that dude, Young Philly. Damn. Shicey might have a good fucking point. Shicey might have a good effing point. We even say the people, we even got somebody in this space, goddammit. Dolomite says, even though we heard the stories, the woman still was coming over, especially if the price is right. And that's where the lust and the power comes into play. That's when the lust and the power and the degeneracy comes into play. Mystical, that's another one. That's 11 now. I forgot about Mystical Byron. And there's something about we have to change the way how men are thinking about these things, man. Because it's not helping anybody. All these goddamn manosphere talking points, it ain't helping these men. You're right. There's 11. We named 11 black male degenerates at that. And the crazy part, they all going to play the footage. All right. They say, hey, you're going too far back. You 20 years deep now. My bad. My fault. But it's kind of wild, though, man. Like, not only that, so after all the, people saying that, Cassie was a willing participant, even though it seems like everything, all the evidence is going to go towards otherwise. I don't think she wanted to get her ass whooped in a hotel room. I don't think these two girls wanted to be treated like disposable objects. And then we have Diddy team that literally straight up admitted to domestic abuse and domestic violence. I don't know if he can still get charged with that. I don't know if the statutes of limitations is done with that, but he admitted to whipping both their asses. He said, yeah, I beat up Cassie, and yeah, I beat up the other girl. And the reason why he beat up the other girl said when she finally sobered up, said she ain't with it no more. She ain't with getting all these men running through her while he's being a cuckold and watching other men dig through her. So while Diddy was out there being cuckold, making sure everybody was drugged up, a whole 11 men out of billions of men. Sheesh. No, no. That is not true. That is not a true statement. If we was to go and start talking about people that we actually know, we seen earlier this week or last week that men came up here and said they see their own friends in the club SAing females in the club. So no, you got it wrong. This idea of lust and degeneracy is running rapid, and this us as men, we got to start having conversations about it so the men's mentality can change, because it always start with just a slap on the ass in a club. Hey, she had a fatty. What am I supposed to do? How I'm not supposed to? You see how she danced with her butt? She know what she's doing. She's having a good time. When we just mentioned 11 men that are in a position of power at that, these are 11 men that we're saying that most men would say that these 11 men, they could get any woman they want. But those same 11 men decided to take it and do something egregious like SA a person. Joy says, hey, husbands and uncles are out here being degenerates. So, yes, I think it's sad that we have 11 celebrities that we can speak to. That is a problem. It's not just 11 men out of billions. No. And we could go down a long list of celebrity men that's doing this. So it's much bigger than what we are trying to make it out to be. And men need to start speaking up and saying, hey, all this grabbing people and touching people and how it's escalating. You want to take a girl out and get her drunk. So this way, like all those talks got to stop. It started from back in the days when we all know when they were saying, oh, all you got to do is get that girl that Spanish fly. Good day, Chaz. It's been a long time of degenerate conversations that have been happening that men been just sweeping under the rug. Oh, this would get a girl real horny. You give us some of this, you get that girl off this kind of liquor, she's going to really do that ecstasy. All those things is, man, there's a reason why women do not go to the club and they can't even leave their drink out in the open. They got to keep their hand on top of their drink. So this shit is way beyond just celebrities. Way beyond it. It's crazy. Now let's pause for a second, right? How did we get here? How did a man who built an empire on music, fashion, and business end up in a courtroom, accused of running a criminal enterprise fueled by sex, drugs, and violence? How? How is that possible? In my opinion, I believe is when lust and power become your guiding principle, destruction is inevitable. And a lot of men, where they up there or on the bottom totem pole, they all have that situation. We hear them talk about it on a day-to-day basis. We see it on a day-to-day business. You know what I'm saying? We see it on these panels, the way how they speak. They speak as if, oh, well, she wore that. She shouldn't wear that. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter what she wears. They think that she represents power. It's a scary thing, for real, for real. When these men, when they up there or at the bottom of the totem pole, when lust and power become your guiding principle, destruction is inevitable. And then we got Tory Lanez, who's here getting stabbed 14 times in prison. 14. It's not an attack. That's an assassination attempt. Now we all know the whole jail shooting. You know, Tory's in jail for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. And let's be real, his downfall was right in the moment. He let his ego, violence, and recklessness take over his life. That's what happened. That's what made him shoot at her feet. Whoever was the person shooting at her feet. Whoever y'all want to say that he got framed or whatever. When he started with the ego, violence, and recklessness takes over his life, that's when it happened. All that smoking, all that drinking. Yeah, bro. That's where it's going to lead you. Men need to recalibrate their value system. Because right now, too many men are worshiping lust, degeneracy, power instead of God, integrity, honor, leadership, accountability. Why is that so difficult for men to speak like that? What's up, Willie? Let's get it together. I don't know why we keep allowing the red pill incel manosphere, these no good suckers, these rim brothers, they keep on saying the same BS that we know is putting our men in danger. Literally. It's literally putting men in danger when you keep promoting this degenerate behavior on scale at that. You can't on one hand talk about, no, we're not telling men to do that, but that's all you talk about. This is the double-mindedness. We seen a little bit of this double-mindedness yesterday. Hey, but what am I saying? Yes, you're saying this, but your actions are this. Let me see where we at with everything. Because I'm spitting some bars. Let me see how everybody's appreciating it. Let me see how everybody's appreciating it. Let me make sure. Let me see where the goddamn likes is at. Let me see. Let me see where these likes is at. It's crazy. Majority of the time, HT. Yes. Majority of the time, yes. Depends how big. But majority of the time, yes. That's why I don't go no goddamn where. Anytime I step outside, it's ridiculous. Stay my black ass in the house. Stay my black ass in the house, HT. Let me see where we are with these likes. Let's get it together, man. We gotta support alternative media. We gotta help each other out with just the free things that we could do. All right, we could just simply hit a like and a share. And you know what's weird about people not wanting to share on YouTube is that like it's not even gonna go to your person, like personal people that you know is not gonna see that you shared it. It's not like it's on Facebook or Instagram when your personal people get to see it. All you gotta do is hit the share button, type in my name, at my name. You don't even have to, you can say this idiot, this foul, this fool, the greatest. Like if you share it on YouTube, it just helps us build the channel more. Because y'all know the situation that I'm in. We got powers that be on the other side that just want to fight against me. They got powers that be that just want to try to make it seem like I'm something that I'm not. They try to say that I'm a gaslighter, I'm a manipulator, all these other things. And then when we break it down, we see it's not really that. So if y'all really rock with alternative media, I need y'all to hit that like and that share button. This is the quickest way how we could get things moving, and it's free. It costs you nothing. None of your friends is going to even know that you hit share. YouTube unsubscribe people from your channel for sure. One way you could unsubscribe people from channels by creating some kind of, platform where y'all all talking together and y'all go ahead and y'all do what they already been doing to me. So please. What's up, Java? Good day. Good to see you. So please, that really helps us out to fight the powers that be, whoever they are. It's just hitting that like and the share button. That's going to drive their ass crazy. You really want to fight those demons? Every time you hit that like and the share, it's like you putting holy water on their ass. It's like, nah, shamanas, what I'm nah, what I'm nah. Let's go, Wall Street Willie. I feel you on that. Sad to say what happened with Jason Tatum. So provider. So here's the thing though, right? And it doesn't matter where you work at. Like this is why it's important that this shit is not just a internet thing. And I think that's something that we got to really start addressing. Like this shit is not just the internet anymore. Like lust versus discipline is a problem where it's either in these spaces where it's spoke about or where it's out in the real street where it's actions about it. Because when lust is your driving force, you objectify, manipulate, and destroy. Right? We even see it with this goddamn statue. They was objectifying the statue. They said they want a sexy looking statue. Why this girl don't have her bra on? What age is she? Why is she like? It was all about objectifying. They manipulated and they destroyed. So I guess somebody wants my attention, but let me see. I'll come to believe you. I mean, you could believe what you want to believe. I don't know what to tell you. If you think that after all this time that I'm not the same person I've always been, then I don't know what to tell you. I have a track record of being who I am. I ain't afraid to go to nobody's channel. I ain't afraid to have a conversation with nobody. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I could go and talk to whoever I want to talk to and try to have a conversation. I'm not trying to make any trouble. Like I don't get that. Like if I have a conversation with somebody, I have a conversation with them. I have conversations with degenerates all the time. It's how we get to resolve something, so we can have a different perspective. So for some strange reason, I don't get that part why people just want to try to act like you cannot have a conversation with somebody. There's one thing me having a conversation, me just bending over for him and saying, "Hey, yes, Angry Man, you are the greatest," and I just agree with him. Versus if we having a conversation, I don't bow down to nobody. So I'm not sure what Black Hawk mean by that at all. I didn't agree with. I don't know. I didn't agree with no degenerate thing that he said about anybody. So if me and him have a conversation, we have a conversation. If me and him agree, we will agree. If me and him disagree, we will disagree. Me and him do not have a problem with agreeing or disagreeing with each other at all. Talking to Kempo, what I realized that anytime I go to anybody's platform outside of mine's, it's enemy territory. That's what I'm starting to understand. And what I really understand is that majority of people is going to try to hold me more accountable than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to hold me more accountable than anybody else. Even though I've been standing 10 toes down on my position. When even though other people literally make up groups to come against me in secret, this man going to say that I'm grifting. If I was grifting, then I would be talking ish about women all day. Because that's how you grift. All I have to do is lie about women and talk about being lustful and degenerate, even though I'm married. There's a bunch of married men out there that's literally talking about all the lust and degenerate and having power over women all day, every day, and that's not even their lifestyle. That would be the grift. So then we got people like American tradesmen telling me nobody's after me when I literally got emails and I could see who is doing what. And that's the disrespect. See, because a lot of y'all think that everything is a fucking joke. A lot of people think everything's a goddamn joke. Like me getting demonetized, a lot of people think it's a joke. Oh, you just don't know. It's okay. It happens to everybody. No, I was targeted. And I got proof that I was targeted. I just don't speak about it because that's my business. And if you don't believe me, if you think all of a sudden that now I'm a liar for some strange reason, then maybe you don't need to be here. I haven't lied to you about anything yet. And if you unsub to me, then bye. You don't need to be here. Straight up. Don't talk to me how I'm the one that's grifting when you are the one that's keep watching somebody that you don't even like. If you don't like me, you don't really rock with me. If you think that, see, this is the thing. A lot of people do try to rock with you because they think that you have a common enemy, but they really don't rock with you for real. What up, Mitt? So you cannot build no kind of damn friendship off of because he's going against this person, so I'm gonna be his friend. And so we know the people that try to throw just like lies at you and say things, we start to understand that you was never really rocking with me for real, for real. You was only here because you wanted me to curse somebody out. When I'm really having a issue with that person. When I'm actually disagreeing with somebody, I really disagree with them. I'm not putting on some goddamn performance. So me having a conversation about degenerate men, I really have a problem with degenerate men. This is not a performance for me. I didn't become who I was because of the internet. So if you are one of these men that need somebody to go against your favorite villain just because, then I ain't the nigga for you. Because I'm gonna stand up for what's right and what's correct, not because you gave me $1. Because I was who I was before I got here. I didn't become lit because of the internet. I didn't accumulate the things that I did because of the internet. And that's where y'all got me confused. It's not just Dave. It's not just me talking to him. It's talking to anybody that feels as if that they could control me, or just because I disagree with whoever your biggest enemy is because you're afraid to start your own channel. You're afraid to hit a link because you're afraid to cam up and have a conversation because you cannot communicate. Don't try to say that I'm the one that is doing something when I literally stand on business every time I go somewhere. Don't start trying to, if you are a supporter, then you support. Guess what? You know what I love about Robin M? Regardless if I'm right or wrong, Robin M is going to let me know. And she's going to talk to me about whatever is in that moment. That's what we have a conversation about. What up, Ron Class? What up, CBP? I ain't never bow down to any man on the internet. If I disagreed, I straight up disagreed. Shicey bump somebody that she don't care if I'm right or wrong or indifferent. She's gonna let me know in the moment. You're right, Kim Folk. I apologize. Where was I? I was talking about lust versus discipline, right? Because when you lust, and when lust is your driving force, you objectify, you manipulate, and you destroy. But when discipline leads, you build, you protect, and you uplift. That's one of the things I try to build myself on. Discipline. Like this morning, I was up early in the morning, working out, pushing my body to the limit. Because Robin M said, hey, I want to see some goddamn muscles by the summer. So I said, all right, Robin, I got you. I ain't going to just go out there and run. Because, yeah, that's good. I could run those miles. But Robin said, I want to see some goddamn muscles. All right, Robin, I got you. So it starts with discipline. And you know who's in the gym with me while I'm doing all that goddamn discipline? Don't be laughing at me, Robin. You know who was down there with me? My family, they was in the gym with me. The girls, they was doing it all wrong, but they was still in there trying to do their goddamn. That's right, working on my, and that's what I was working on today, Robin. I was working on in Scheissebon. Yeah, I was working on my goddamn bird chest. I don't need no protein, Jabba. I give out protein. Thank you. The hell you talking about, Jabba? That's right, MLs. Get back in the gym. Start posting and tag me in it too. You want me to hit me up on Instagram, start tagging me with your ass at the gym. I'll do the same. I'll show you, and I'm not going to show you the pretty part of the gym. I'm going to show you when I'm all tired and gassed out and breathing all heavy, saying F this ish. I was lifting up those goddamn. I was like, fuck this shit, man. I understand why those goddamn rim bros don't want to work out. I get it. Can you put the air off of me, babe? Yo, I see why people be running away from the gym. That should make me upset. I be pissed off. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's it. Yo, look, see, just thinking about it got me cursing all ridiculous. That thing be having me cursing people and things out. I'll be thinking I'm about to die, Corinne. I'm telling you, man. Like, yo, ML, I was in it like, F this, fuck this gym. I threw the weights down all hard. So, Mills, that's right. Get your ass back in the gym, Miss Mills, and tag me in on the post when you go to the gym, and I will tag you back when I'm over there screaming and yelling at the goddamn weights. Because you know what the gym does for you, right, is when you doing it, it's very difficult. But when you have that, when you start achieving things and you getting better and you stronger, it makes you do feel good. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Robert M, you're 100% correct. Compared to weightlifting, running is much easier than weightlifting, 100%. Running is not an easy thing whatsoever, but compared to weight training, Robert M, you're 100%. I was cursing you, Robert M. Every time I did a goddamn bench press, Robin M, I was cursing your black ass out. Or let me not call you black ass, your biracial ass out. I was like, fuck Robin M. She get on my motherfucking nerves. I'm gonna make sure she smell every goddamn stink underarm odor. I ain't gonna never cut my underarms hair. Yo, Train Harder 24. I was doing, what's these called? I was doing around the world with 5 pounds. I was like, damn, 5 pounds is hard. 5 pounds got heavy real quick, goddamn. Shit was hurt. I was screaming it early in the morning. The kids like, what's going on? Don't be a hater. So yes, also what we got, degeneracy versus honor, right? So that's another thing I say, right? So degeneracy, right? Degeneracy says do whatever feels good, no matter the cost. And that's why I think it's really important with the whole gym thing, right? So a lot of degenerates, this is why we see a lot of the degenerates is out of shape so bad. That's right, talking to Kim for, and I don't wear no deodorant. Nope, so you're gonna smell all that. Smell that workout. Woo. Smells good, Reese. The hell y'all talking about? Like I said, degeneracy says do whatever feels good, no matter the cost. So this is why so many people would dive into fast food, not working out, not reading, not doing the right thing, whether it's in private or in public. This is why they will go ahead and have relations, intercourse with anything that will allow them to, because it's what feels good. They'll do whatever feels, no matter what the cost is. Even if the cost is a STD, they don't care if they are at the goddamn STD clinic with the girl. She tells them, hey, listen, I have this going on. That he will still say, hey, that ass is fat, though. He don't care if she has an STD. He still go in that thing raw dog and say, hey, listen, it was all worth it. It doesn't matter the cost. He says, he would say, shit, I was just burning for, you know what I'm saying? I was just burning for a week or two. It was worth it, though. That vagina was good because her ass was fat. That's the degeneracy. We heard men say this. They don't care if the, one of the worst STDs you can get, a goddamn child out of it. They don't care. They don't care. And this is how we know that the men are not really goddamn leaders, because when you allow degeneracy to be the main leader for you, when you allow lust to be your main leader, you are not leading. Lust is leading you. Degeneracy is leading you. And this is why so many men fall under they are not a leader. They have no leadership skills because something else is leading them. That's the issue that a lot of men have. And so what the difference is why we say replace those things, lust and degeneracy. You can add some discipline, some honor. So what honor says? Honor says do what's right even when it's hard. So that's how we can compare that to the gym. You doing what's right for your body even though it's hard. It's not easy waking up early in the morning and going and put out an hour into the gym. That's what I did today, wilding out. Everything hurts. You're absolutely right. And a lot of men don't mind going into burning bushes, Dolomite. Peace and blessings to you too. And that's the real issue. What else we got? We got power versus leadership, right? So we keep telling young men, hey, you need to recalibrate your value system. You need to take away lust and degeneracy at the top of your value system, replace it with some discipline, honor, leadership. And so now we talk about that. What? So power, right? It controls. Leadership guides. Those are the two differences. Power control. So we understand that somebody like Diddy, he have a power issue. That's why he got to control all the people in and out. That's why he got to make them have intercourse in front of him while he's there watching, playing with himself. Because that's power to him. And a lot of men move off of this power dynamic. because they want to control a woman. They want to control their woman. But leadership guides. So it's a different, and a lot of times people say, oh, Sharon, you just like a Rembrandt. No, I'm not. I'm guiding my family. You trying to control your family. It's a big difference. It's a huge difference. You have a power problem, and I have leadership skills. I have leadership solutions. While you have a power problem, I have leadership solutions. God damn it, I don't know. And by now, if I don't have people sharing this, it's insane to me. I do not understand for the life of me why you would not share this content. This is crazy. We are cooking up today. We got some of the most beautiful people in the chat right now. We got some of the most intelligent, beautiful, funny, witty human beings in the chat right now, whether they agree with me or disagree with me. Why wouldn't you want to like, share, and subscribe? This shit is insane. Hit that goddamn share button. I ain't asking you for much. Stop playing with me. Power controls, leadership guides. Power takes, leadership gives. This is the thing that they keep on missing when they keep being afraid to be in relationships, be married. They don't understand being the husband, you got to give more. Stop crying. It is what it is. Because power is the thing that takes. And this is why a lot of women say, hey, they feel like they are enslaved because men want to have power over their wife, and therefore they always taking from their wife. And a majority of married women that be speaking, at least, they feel like they're being taken advantage of in the house. This is why when women hear men talk about all these power dynamics, it sounds like slavery to them. Because both of y'all have to go out there and work. But somehow when y'all come home, she's the only one that got to come home and work. Because of the one time that you might possibly need to defend your house, that never happens to majority of households. That's what you holding on to. But she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's maintaining the children, she's keeping up with your health. Her health goes down while yours go up. The quality of your life goes up while hers goes down because you want to be power and you want to take away. What you talking about, sexy? What you talking about? So power takes, leadership gives. What's another thing that these men be? Oh, another problem. Ego. This is the thing that'll get a lot of men in trouble, is that ego. And we ain't talking about that one. We talking about this whole ego says I'm untouchable. Right? We see it time and time again. These men, they have this ego problem. They believe that they are actually untouchable. This is why somebody like Smokey Robinson possibly could do something. But men in power, they feel like my word against yours. Who's going to believe you? You are a da-da-da-da-da, whatever that is. This is why a lot of men, they try to use that tactic of saying, hey, when you see a real beautiful woman, you don't talk about her beauty, you call her ugly. That's their ego. They feel like they are untouchable. They feel like because they make a certain amount of money, they got a certain six-pack, I got a certain this, that ego makes them think, hey, because I did all of these things, I should get a certain woman. That is that man's ego, but he didn't do no actual self-reflection on himself so he could build up a great character in his body and in his mental. It's that ego. It's a problem for a lot of men. And what they need to replace the ego with is accountability, because accountability says answer for my actions. This is why we hear a lot of men, when we talk about this goddamn fatherhood and all these things, they want to blame the woman for it. Well, she had a part in it too. It's very similar to goddamn children. A lot of men think very childlike. Hey, I need you to clean up the room, but that's not my garbage on the floor. That's her. But what about her? Nitus, the reason why is because I'm not like those men. I don't put myself in the category of the Rim brothers, because I'm not one of those type of men. I'm in a different category. I'm in a category that is I hold myself accountable. I hold myself to leadership. So I guide and I give. I answer for my actions. I believe in honor, so I do what's right even when it's hard. I believe in discipline, because when discipline leads, you build, you protect, and you uplift. So that's why I don't say we as men, because a lot of men, they would try to use me as an example, like they are that. No, you didn't put in the work that I put in, bro. You didn't wake up in the morning at 5 in the morning and go do an hour in the gym. And when my children are just there wanting to work out with me, I don't put power in front of them and make them do it. I lead by doing it, and then they try to replicate what I'm doing. So I guide them into it. Hey, you want to do it correctly? This is how you do it. So I guide them into it. And then slowly it becomes a part of their mentality as well, because they see me running. They see me working. So guess what they want to do? I keep giving to them by leading. So I lead, and therefore they'll do as well. I don't take the power away from them. I let them have that power. I don't control them. I guide them. This is why when I ran a marathon, guess who followed behind me and ran a marathon next? My second one. My wife. Because I guided it. I didn't take power. She want to look good, she's going to go to the goddamn gym. And so the problem is when we hear I'm trying to get men to move a certain way, and they say, but what about that person? But what about the other one? But what about, hey, that's not accountability. Take control of what is you, what you have control of. You hold on to that. Don't worry about what the other person is doing. Because when you start doing the right things, not because it's easy, but you are doing the right thing, the person that you want in your life, you will be guiding them to be doing the right things as well. Stop worrying about things that you cannot control. You're not going to be able to control every single human being. For the people that want to do the correct things, speak about that. Let's go. We got over 130 people in the building. Where y'all at with the damn likes and the shares? It's insane. Let me see who really rocking with me or not. Who's rocking with good, productive messaging. I'll drop the link. Anybody that got any goddamn disagreements? We could turn this into a goddamn smoke show if you like. You don't have to be afraid to hit the link and speak your mind. I don't know why so many people are afraid to speak their goddamn mind when it comes to the truth. All we got to do is look at, we got 2 examples today. Look at Diddy, look at Tory Lanez. Look at every man who thought he could live recklessly without consequences. So this is not, so I'm using these 2 men, but it is a bunch of men. Every man who thought he could live recklessly without consequences. Look what happened to them. They fell, all of them. Because when you build your life on lust, greed, and ego, it will crumble. So here's the challenge. Men need to replace lust, with discipline, degeneracy with honor, power with leadership, and ego with accountability. Because if you don't, then you're going to keep falling. Talking about. Cowards. Scared. Welcome to the show. Smitty's Corner. Good day, sir. How you doing today?
Your soul sounds troubled. What's all the hubbub, bub?
Because I'm tired of these goddamn men want to just keep building their life off of degeneracy, lust, and power, and ego. It's sickening at this point. How many men fell to this goddamn situation is my issue.
Well, the ones who are not disciplined. I was asking about that last night. As far as I believe this is, I don't want to say it's our fault as men, but I would say we have a part to play in the sense of we're not taught, coming out of high school in our early 20s, man, we're not taught truly values of like what we should do once we come across a family. We are told what we should do as far as to get women, but a lot of times we're not taught on how to keep a good woman in our life and how to sustain that. So it's really not of a value to most men. That's why.
And that's why I want to change this ideology, because we all understand that women are very valuable. When you treat them properly, they would treat you properly.
This is true. This is very true.
So we got to change this whole remedial rhetoric that these men keep on spewing on a day-to-day basis and acting as if they don't contribute to what is going on in the world. They keep saying, "Oh, y'all want to do is concentrate on the men," where the men are the initiators. And that's why we got to concentrate on the person that is initiating this situation. We cannot concentrate on the person that is slapping you back. Say, hey, you shouldn't be slapping people back. Let me fix y'all first, and then I'm gonna fix the people that slapping back, and then I'm gonna go fix the slappers. No, it don't work that way. I'm sorry, man. You are the ones that are hitting first.
Well, this is the only part I would say I believe in that should be somewhat segregated, somewhat, and that is my method is, and I'm pretty sure you've heard me say it before, Sharon. I talk to the men. Like, I don't know. If my sisters ask me what do I think of something, I will also love to tell them what it is that I think about that. And I'm gonna give it to them exactly what I think about it. But for me to just be setting up live after live talking about what they're doing, and here it is, I'm looking at me and my brothers got so much work to do. I look at that as, why am I going out mowing everybody else's lawn trying to tell them get your yard straight? And here it is, I got about up to the knees in mine. So I need to go ahead and take care of me and mines. So me and mines is the fellas. I like to talk to the fellas. Hopefully some men actually hear something here, right? We can't reach them all, and not everybody's allowed to go. It's just what it is. There's going to be a lot of bodies floating in that ocean, but it is what it is, Sean. Some people that's their niche. That's just what they do, and to land it, I believe a lot of times to always, as a woman, maybe have something to say about men, or as a man always have something to say about women. That's a clear clear indication to me you refuse to look at yourself. You're terrified to take a look in the mirror. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock on. You there, Sharon?
I'm here.
My head's down. I'm drawn.
It's just I don't understand why so many men want to fight for degeneracy. Why they want to fight for lust. Like it doesn't get you. Like it's been proven that it doesn't help you in the long run or the short run.
You said fight for lust?
Yeah, they fight for lust and degeneracy.
Oh, you mean like fight, like as far as like they advocate that it should be okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know about that.
Welcome to the show, KT the GOAT. Maybe KT,
maybe brother
KT the GOAT can explain to me why so many men fight for lust and degeneracy to keep that at the top of their value system.
Well, salute to y'all and salute to the chat. I mean, I think that's easy. Like, that's what you believe what you're taught. I hate to say it like that. I don't want to give people an excuse. You don't know no better. You don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people, I'm not saying that they couldn't know better. They don't want to know better. It's what you were saying earlier. We go into this thing of what makes me feel the best. And that most of the time doesn't include like following a moral list or set. Just doing what you want.
And do you believe that we should be speaking out against this male infatuation with lust and degeneracy?
Yeah. I mean, only thing I can say is do focus on your group. Focus on your group. That'll be the first thing, right? But I think we make it more complicated when we make it seem like we're all honestly like a male and a female is not the same, but a black man and a black woman, main key linkage there is we're black. So I mean, we got to get out of that whole thing because, as I said before, we can tell men to tighten up right now, and let's say they do, but if we're also encouraging our women, well, baby, do what makes you feel happy. You know what I'm saying? You only gonna have half of the group actually doing that. The other half well, no offense, what they kind of said men have been doing for most generations, taking advantage of, abusing women, not treating them as well as they should. So now we just basically asking for a reversal of roles instead of something that'll progress us, in my opinion.
I'm confused about what you're saying.
I knew it. I knew
like
it.
We're not.
I knew it. I knew it was coming, bro.
What you mean?
Oh my God.
I'm confused.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can tell men to work on their value system, but if only one half of the group is working on the value system, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna have half of a group with a value system. We do have to do it simultaneously.
How do you figure that is how things work? I don't understand that. So we have people that are of other faiths. They focus on their faith, and then they want to find in their significant other through that faith. So how is it not focusing on men doing the right thing is not going to help men find the type of woman that they are looking for?
No. I said it'll help men. I don't think it'll help us as a group of blacks, like as black people as a whole. Like if we're just saying,
and I'm trying to get you to substantiate that, so we could go ahead and find versions of what I'm talking about, how it help black men and also help a black man find his black wife, and they will move forward together as a whole. So what you're saying is false.
It's not true. I mean, if we're saying, well, let me ask you this then: what and I don't agree with the manosphere, so let's exclude the manosphere. But what shows are talking about how women can improve themselves, like from a genuine stance?
Why do you need that? Is my question. Why do you?
I think we need that.
Okay, so let me answer first because I was foul, right? Let me answer first. I don't know And the reason why I don't know, because I don't watch women trying to empower women.
Okay.
Because there's no need for me to watch women empower women. That's their business. I let them do their thing.
Okay.
Do you watch women empowering women?
Yeah, sometimes.
Like who?
Venus, Brownie. I watch a lot of women I've actually met on here on this panel.
Okay, so therefore it is women out there that's telling women to do the right thing.
For sure. But listen
okay,
to
so
me.
now that we got that understood, what is your argument?
So my point would be, I'll give you a good example. One day I was on Venus' show, right? And I wasn't like on the panel or anything, just in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people that be in this panel, in this chat, talking all kinds of crazy shit about men. She asked one very clear question. She said, well, if we asking for all this for men, what are we bringing to the table to ask for that? And even the women in the chat were agreeing, like, I'm waiting for somebody else to answer because I don't really got the answer. And it's like, okay, that's progression. You know what I'm saying? That's just us admitting our flaws or whatever we have to in order to make the progression. But then if we coming back to the next chat and you going back to slandering men and calling them all bums and this, that, and the third, how are we gonna ever make the progression? It gotta be a team effort.
So the team that you need to be in effort with is men. You need to not be worried about what women are doing until you get your own personal woman, and then you can guide her. This is why I'm saying leadership guides, leadership gives. And the problem is that most men, they want to have power, which power takes and power controls. And that's the issue that we keep seeing time and time again. And that's why I'm using these two guys as of right now, Diddy and Tory Lanez, how they allow power and lust to destroy their own careers. And this is why a lot of men on lower levels, they do it as well. They do the same thing. It's just not in the public eye. Let me also welcome into the show Izzy Bands and AR. Welcome to the show, Izzy Bands. What's your thoughts?
Yo, I don't got a long time, but yo, shout out to you. You know what's interesting to me? Yo, you make a lot of accusations and a lot of statements, and you throw a lot of rocks, but you hide your hand, right? Like primarily the other day, we was on the panel, and we was on what's the name panel, and we was talking.
Which doctor?
And
which doctor?
Say what?
Which doctor's panel?
Yeah, DJ Witch Doctor. Shout out to DJ Witch Doctor. So we was over there, and you know, it's crazy that you tried to make it seem because I had a certain ideology or viewpoint that I was trying to do it for the love of men or for the attention of men. Like, you throw a lot of accusations and a lot of shots, and then you get upset if people throw accusations and shots at you. And it's like you start a lot of stuff unnecessarily. Like, you know, I don't take it that personal. I'm a shoot back, but it's like at the end of the day, it's a real hypocritical stance. It's a real hypocritical stance. Well, Jalen, shout out to Miss Jalen. Absolutely, it's true, because he absolutely did do that. He absolutely did say that I was a lover of men for my stance on Umar's situation at that particular time. And I don't champion Umar. I just, at that time, I agreed with certain section of it, because I disagreed with what Jay Prince was saying adamantly.
Right. And that's how we know that is a lovers of men, right? Because you use the Dr. Umar Johnson to turn it into a father situation instead of having a parenting conversation where Dr. Umar Johnson was 100% in the wrong. It is nothing agreeable that Dr. Umar Johnson has done with that certain situation at all. And so that's when, to me, it becomes that, hey, I'm fighting for men instead of talking about said situation.
Well, that's not my case, right? I was talking in a specific situation with Dr. Umar, not fighting for men. Now, that's number one. But number two, the crazy thing is Umar is a father. We was talking to his daughter. So of course I'm gonna speak in a father perspective. So I don't understand. I don't understand why. Well, you say, well, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you say if people had an issue with some of the things that you said, we could turn this into a smoke show? Did you not say that a little bit earlier?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just was, you know what I mean? I just was making sure that I heard correctly. So I wanted to bring it directly to you. I didn't want to, you know what I mean, say anything and not say it directly to your face.
And so the reason why we know it, for me, why it turned from the situation, because he is literally the opposite of you, which means that you are a present father and Umar is an absent father. And the fact that you was fighting for him as a father, even though he is the worst kind of father, that shows that you was not talking to the situation. However, you was talking to the generality of fathers that feel slighted in situations similar to what Jay Prince tried to do, but he was just completely egregious. He can't prove a point. So, you know, that I'm not trying to compare, but I'm saying the fact that Jay Prince came up there screaming and saying that it was your mother's fault instead of blaming the appropriate person, which was Dr. Umar Johnson. And so
can we keep it on me?
Able to articulate yourself, right? And I was surprised that you was on the side of just fatherhood instead of on the father parenting, especially since you are a man that is involved in your child's life so much.
But because that's why, because I wasn't on the side of fatherhood in that sense. I was on the side of, listen, if you want a certain result, then you can't come hostile to someone that you want the result from. Meaning she desires the relationship with her father, right? He texts her back to say, yeah, I'm open to that in a certain type of way. So my thing is, if you want a relationship with your father, then you can't come at it from a very, very aggressive standpoint and get the result that you want. That's all I was saying. So that's it. And really, she's the one that loses most if they don't get their thing together. That's all.
And so that's where we disagree. No, he loses more than anything because she lived 22 years without him in the first place. So she figured out how to move forward. And number two, to address the she coming at him aggressive, that's how children come at their parents, because that's who usually, whether they know them or not know them, they come at their parents the most aggressive because that's who they trying to get some attention from. We know children, when they come home from school, for example, they get a little bit more wilder because they actually feel free at home versus in school, where they got to deal with structure and rules and they got to sit down. They're not allowed to just be prancing and all that things. And we know as parents that when our child is acting up, it's really because possibly usually it happens when you're on your phone, you're trying to do something because they want your attention. And so a good parent knows when your child is acting up, that is for the attention of said parent.
Again, that has nothing to do with the fact that you were hurling accusations and you were hurling insults and you were hurling inflammatory statements strictly because we didn't agree. So that's the only thing, because I didn't agree with the particular stance that you had. Then it had to be something much more than what it was. It couldn't just be, listen, I looked at it one way, you looked at it another way, and then it's just cool. It has to be that I have to agree with you 100%. I have to see it the way you see it, or otherwise I'm a lover of men, I'm a rim brother again, and all this other crazy stuff. And I'm looking for Angry Man's approval, even though I didn't know Angry Man was going to show up, and all this other crazy stuff. But you throw these attacks and then you hide and be like, oh, well, everybody's picking on me and everybody's just because I have these awesome talking points and because I'm so awesome and I'm a man and they're not. So, oh my God, like, come on, fam. It's not even.
Who talks like this?
You. They're picking on me and they just, because I'm so awesome and they're just lovers of men. And
see, and this is why I tell men they gotta walk 15 minutes this way and 15 minutes that way.
I got way more testosterone than you, sir.
Damn, you gonna let him talk to you like this, Sharon?
I could do way more than 2 push-ups.
And then, so this is where we could get
I
that.
got way more
This is how we
testosterone.
get the estrogen away. We need to get you off that red pill. The only thing me and you agree
I'm not
with,
on the red
only
pill.
thing that me and you seems like we agree with is that when it comes to the racial tension, we 100% on that. And the reason why is probably because it don't have no gender involved in it. But when it comes to when we having conversation, we be honest about who is doing the right and wrong about gender for some reason, somehow, some way, maybe because you don't walk your 15 minutes this way and that when you do your 2 push-ups a day, somehow you tend to go on the men's side damn near no matter what. I'm not going to say 100% because I've seen when things got a little crazy, you're like, all right, you had to pull it back and say, hey, bro, you're going too far. So you do have a limit to it. However, you do defend men quickly, especially when it came to this Umar Johnson situation. I found it very odd for you personally because he was defending him on some fatherhood shit when that man did not display any fatherly skills.
Why do you love to spin a narrative, but then you hate when people spin a narrative on you? I wasn't defending Umar on no father shit at all. That's the point. I was saying when she got and exposed him online the second time and cursed him out and was wilding on her father, what did she expect? Especially with a Gen Xer, you know for a fact most Gen Xers, period, are gonna slide off you like, all right, well, cool. No, you know what I'm saying? So hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. You got a chance. So, yo, I'm a man. So at the end of the day, yes, as a man, I'm going to be pro me, right? But as far as calling things down the middle and calling it fair, I call it down the middle and call it fair. I'm not gender specific. I'm what's right specific. So at the end of the day, was it right that Umar wasn't in his daughter's life? No, it wasn't. I said that a million times. At the same time, when she came out and she started cursing her father out and started calling her father out because he sent the text message saying that he wants to sit down, that was counterproductive for her. That was counter what she wanted. She wants a relationship with him. That's not going to get you the relationship with him that you want. He don't even know you. You don't even know him. So how can he even trust you after you tried to expose him online in front of everybody? Come on, fam. Let's be realistic.
All right. So, and this is the issue that I have, right? And it kind of goes to what I was saying earlier. So we keep addressing the person that's slapping back. And that's the issue that I have. I think Dr. Umar Johnson at this, as a father, let me just put him as a father, so I use his name. Him being a father, he was the one that slapped parenthood in the face by running away from his responsibilities and letting the court just take money and say, hey, I'm a good dad because I never missed a so-called child support payment. But you was never there physically, no graduations, no birthdays, no daddy-daughter dances. You didn't do anything what is considered fatherhood because child support is not considered fatherhood. And I believe we should not give the person that's doing the slapping the excuse to say, hey, you know, just because he slapped you, you shouldn't slap back if you don't want to fight. No.
That wasn't her fight, though. I just have to put that in. She said up on there, and that's why I said I wanted to talk about this yesterday. You was definitely handling her with kid gloves, because first of all, she's an adult. Y'all keep saying this woman's 20-something. She can buy liquor. She's not a child. Second of all, this is something that happened between her and her mother. I mean, him and her mother. For him to be on child support, the mother had to say, this is what I want. I want you on child support. And with that happening, now she says, I don't want him around my daughter. We can't sit there and say, oh, this nigga's a piece of shit. If the girl said herself, her mother does not want to be around Umar. The girl lives with the mother.
Right. But
I mean, we can't negate that.
I don't want to change it. Shout out to you, Kay, to go. I don't want to change the conversation. Wait, hold on. I got you. I'm about to slide. I'm about to slide because it's a little different than what I came up here for. The only thing I'm saying to you,
I seem like AR wanted to talk to you as well, Izzy Bands.
Oh, he wants to talk. Okay, give me. I'll give you a second. Okay, well, cool.
I just wondering why you come up here to change the subject, then say I didn't mean to change the subject. I'm gonna head out because it's different than what I came up here for.
Yo, that you just answered your own question. What are you talking about?
But no, I'm saying, why did you come up here to change the subject, then say I didn't come up here to change the subject?
That's not what I said. That's why.
I ain't hear nothing about Dr. Umar between KT and Sharon before you came up here.
Again, Sharon, when I come up here, I'm coming to address you specifically for something that I feel like you did. And you said that you opened it up to be able to address that. So I had a little bit of time before my show, and that's what I'm doing. I don't even know who he is or what he's talking about. See, this is what
I'm talking about you.
This is what we talk about.
You didn't have much time, and then you came on here and changed the subject.
Fam, I'm not, fam. I don't even know this dude. I have no clue who he is. He obviously knows who I am. I don't know who he is. So,
how
Sharon,
would I know you? I just know you
Sharon,
up here.
Sharon, so
come on, relax. You're not popular.
Okay, so Sharon, Sharon. So anyway,
hands up. Hands up.
So anyway, that was too
I think
hold on real quick.
We got kind of down to it. I just didn't
wait, hold on, let me look, because I was trying to talk and then I got interrupted twice. But that was too damn funny for me. I can't even address. That's too funny. So anyway, long story short, I just want to say, fam, you cannot sit here. You be painting narratives about me and some other people from time to time. You don't do it every day, but from time to time, that's not accurate or not true. And then you get upset and say people are painting narratives about you. And I find that egregious and hilarious, nigga. Like, you always be throwing shots and painting narratives and then make it seem like people are doing something to you. It's amazing.
So what I'm saying is that, because I don't want to hold you up too much from your show. I didn't paint a false narrative, right?
You did.
I spoke about how you turned it from a Umar Johnson situation to a father situation, that the daughter is the one in the wrong because she was aggressive towards a father that she does not know. Like, she should not be giving him some kind of fatherly reverence just because he was DNA'd. He gave DNA to the mom. So that's the issue that I have. So just giving him this fatherly reverence over her, a 22-year-old girl. We're going to say girl because me and Iz got kids that age. We still would say she is a child. She still got a lot of growing to do. And she seemed like she's a pretty sharp young lady, by the way. So the mom ain't, she's not doing as bad as how she was perceived in the beginning, right? But she is from Philly. She do got that aggressiveness in her. Being you understand that the way how she speaks is not even really aggressive for real. That is just an attitude of where we are from for real. It's not necessarily aggressive. Some people might, if they're not from that environment, will look at her and might think that she is aggressive. And that was the issue that I really had. And so when you turned it from the fatherhood to that the child was wrong.
I didn't say the child was wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I understand you didn't say the word.
I don't think that she was wrong. That's the whole point. I think that she's entitled to feel how she feels. I think that she's entitled. It makes sense how she feels. It makes sense that she's upset. It makes sense that she feels away. That makes total sense. What I'm saying is, if she wants a certain outcome, it doesn't make sense to approach it in the way. There's something that's in your best interest that's going to give you a good outcome, and there's something that's not in your best interest that's not going to give you what you say that you want. And that's where I was coming from. Not that she was wrong for feeling that way. How could I say that?
So you didn't say the words that she is wrong, but
that's not my sentiment.
The word, right? That's what it sounded as. You was insinuating that she was in the wrong, because if she want to have a relationship with her father, she needs to come at him in a different aspect. So she is the one that is incorrect about how she approached her deadbeat dad. And that's the problem I had with it. And a lot of deadbeat men, they was willing to jump on it because of a man like you that is actually far from a deadbeat father. They're going to use you as an example to say, see?
Nah, but
and this is where we gotta, and that's the problem that I have, where we gotta be careful about how we are communicating, because the horrible men with the horrible fathers will use a good father like you and say, see, we think the same, and y'all really don't.
Right, but two things, but this is the problem, right? And this is what, and I got to go after this, but shout out to you, shout out to your panel, shout out to your show. Salute. Give me 1 second. This is a crazy thing. It's crazy that we act like two things cannot be true at the same time. She is not wrong for how she feels. She can't be. She was the child. She was the child. She's an adult now. She was the child in the situation. And so she's definitely going to have strong feelings behind that, right? That's without question. I get it. At the same time, the problem is if you curse out an adult, expose an adult, just on an adult basis, if you curse out an adult online, expose them online, and try to bring them to a position, and then you expect them to handle you with this loving care, that's not gonna happen. So that's my only thing.
All right, so
that's my only thing.
Before you leave, because I know that was supposed to be your last say, but this is the problem right here. This is the problem. And when
I don't have nothing to do with that.
You don't believe you do, but when you're able to articulate it in the way to defend Umar Johnson, and so like you don't look at it as you was defending him. I understand that point of view. However, a lot of men that believe the way how this is, right? The access because what's considered Umar Johnson a deadbeat father, they will use your rhetoric, right? And they would use that as excuse that, see, it is the mother's fault, it is the child's fault. And that's the issue I have with it. Why? So now this way you could go ahead and keep it breezing. What makes it Umar Johnson a deadbeat father?
Yo, listen.
Matter of fact, do you believe he's a deadbeat father?
No, I don't. I don't think he's a deadbeat. Because hold on. My definition of deadbeat mean when people said deadbeat where I'm from and where I was coming up, that means that you did not financially take care of your children. So this whole idea, listen, I'm the way I am with my children. You're the way that you are with your children. And we believe strongly about being there for our children and being in the place for our children. At the same time, historically, men have not operated that way. So I don't understand this concept of men being there every day. And even though I'm like that, that is not the average, typical, successful man is not active every day. That's why historically
it's not about every day. He wasn't active at all.
He wasn't active.
Okay, fine. Listen, I cannot listen. I don't agree.
Just 5 more minutes.
I don't agree. Hold on. Let me finish my statement because people cutting in. I don't agree with what he did. Let me say that again.
Okay, that's fine. Okay,
with what Omar did or didn't do. What I'm saying is, but hold on. But by definition. By definition, that's not a deadbeat to me, though. By definition, a deadbeat is someone who does not take care of their responsibility. That means that they did not pay financially for their child at all. That's what that means. That's what a deadbeat is.
Okay, so
and he's not a deadbeat in that sense.
All right, so as long as a man paid financially, he never see his child, you would not consider that a deadbeat, even if they lived across the street.
Yo, come on, fam. You being hyperbolic, but I don't know if you pay for a child. If you pay for a child, it's not a deadbeat.
And I think, and that's the main. And this is why I'm saying that it sounds like it's a lovers of men.
It's not. Right? It's being able to look at.
We know that being a father has tremendous. Like money is the least thing on the totem pole that kids respect out of a father. They don't really care about the money for real. Yes, things that you are able to provide, it makes things easier, and we all understand that because we grown. However, for the child growing up, the most important is the communication that you have with your child. Going to the park and playing baseball, whatever activities that they like to do. If they're not athletic, they into drawing, they into writing stories and stuff, and you are into that with them, that is the main thing they're gonna remember about you. They're not gonna remember those pair of Jordans you bought them. Dad, you remember those OG Chicagos you bought me? Ain't no kid ever said it.
Yo, you're right. Listen, Sharon, I know that a way a child spells love is Time. That's why I spend so much.
No, you get to say that again, goddammit. That was a bar.
No, that's true. I know that the way a child spells love is Time. That's why I spend so much time with my children, right? I live what I believe in, right? At the same time, If you're talking, hold on, let me say this. At the same time, if you're asking me a direct question, I'm giving you the direct answer. I'm being honest with you. If you say, yo, that man is a deadbeat that paid child support every month for that child's life and paid it, that is not a deadbeat. Is it a neglectful father? Yes. Is it an absent father? Yes. Is he a piece of shit? Yes. Is he a deadbeat? No. He paid for his responsibility, because for a long time, hold on real quick, Sharon. See, this is what I'm saying. For a long time, you say you don't interrupt, but this is what I'm saying. You do interrupt. You all the things that you say you don't do, you actually do. So for a long time, they was making it seem like black men don't take care of their children. And when they said black men don't take care of their children, they were talking about financially. Now that a preponderance of black men are financially taking care of their children, now they're moving the goalpost saying, oh, well, they don't spend enough time with their children. Well, guess what the truth is? The truth is in America, if you're trading dollars for hours, then you only have 24 hours in the day and you got to sleep some of that time. So the truth is, if you're a successful man that's going out grinding, trying to get money, chances are you're not going to have a whole bunch of time. This has nothing to do with Umar, because I don't agree with 95% of what Umar ever says. But I've lived long enough and I have enough experience enough to say, yo, I understand that, a deadbeat is someone who doesn't take care of their responsibility, meaning pay. Now, is he a piece of shit? Yes. Is he an absentee father? Yes. Has he been there? No.
So it's just a semantics. It's just a semantics.
It's not semantics.
It is. You just said he's a piece of shit. He's all these other things. He's just not a deadbeat. So it's semantics. He's not a deadbeat. That's literally just semantics.
That's not a deadbeat.
The reason why
that's fine. It's semantics to you. It's not deadbeat. He's just a piece of shit.
Okay, cool.
Those are your words. So it's semantics.
So it's not semantics. Words have words. It's not semantics. Words have words have meanings. I'm talking. You trying to talk over me.
What you doing? What are you doing, man?
Words have
this whole time.
Words.
I talked to my girl 20 minutes ago. You said you had to go, and it's 20 minutes later. You're still here.
Yo, because
you're still here talking about it.
Sharon asked me to stay and asked me to address the specific
I want you to stay too,
and you keep.
But you just arguing semantics. That's all you doing.
Words have meanings for a
so
reason.
It's semantics.
Words, no, it's not semantics.
The child thinks he was a deadbeat. The child thinks that he was a deadbeat, therefore he's a deadbeat. He's a deadbeat because the kid thinks he's a deadbeat.
Sharon, I'll holler at you later, man, because I can't. This is not.
You just had all that time to talk, and now you want to talk over me.
Sharon,
why are you crying?
Sharon.
Where's all that testosterone at? You just had it 2 seconds ago.
Fam, you're not important.
You was
enough
flexing.
To go back and forth with.
You was flexing.
You
had all the testosterone.
Enough. Fam, you're not. I don't even know who you are.
You're going back and forth with me right now, so obviously I'm important.
Sharon. I'm trying to talk to you. You was asking me a question. This nigga cut in, this nigga cut in before I could even finish saying. Matter of fact, Sharon, what's your cash up? What's your cash up? Let's get this bum ass.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here so he can say. How much? He gotta go. He gonna say. Which one is it? He got saying I ain't got.
I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna drop you and leave.
I don't care what you're gonna do.
What's your cash app?
I don't care.
What's your cash app?
Put a cash app in there. I don't have much time, but I'm gonna stay the whole time. The cash app is on the screen. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay. Stop talking and get to typing. Stop talking and get to typing.
No problem.
Damn. You get out here talking about I ain't got much time, and then you wanna talk the whole time. You've been out here for 20 plus minutes, interrupting KT and Sharon's talk, derailing the conversation. Nobody want to talk about that shit. I gotta go soon. Every single time you open your mouth, you still here. God damn.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, Silent? I got about 2 seconds. So what do you want to say?
Well, I was going to say every time I hear about deadbeat, it was referring to money, the financial, not really the time. When I heard about deadbeats, they're talking about the money. The guy can be there all the time, but he ain't paying no money. They be like, well, you're a deadbeat, even if he's spending time. So.
That's a very good point.
But I don't think anybody. I'm not disagreeing with that. The point is that the child think you a deadbeat, then you a deadbeat. As far as I'm concerned.
That's cap.
Okay, you cannot dictate how a child feels about you. And so if you're doing your job as a father or as a parent,
Now, at the same
and you come
time,
out here and 90 seconds in, you want to talk about women.
About, right? It's
Man,
a
you
definition of the word. We're not talking about feelings.
You ain't slick, Sean. No, you ain't slick.
Hold on, I got
Now-
behind on some of the
Hey, yo, get that bitch ass nigga up out of here, man.
See, look, he's sensitive.
Get that bitch
Emotional.
up out of here, man. I get with
Be
you. I get
emotional.
with you. I don't
Be
have
emotional.
to be. I get with you. I got money. I don't have to be emotional. Get out of
You are
here.
emotional. Listen to
Okay.
yourself.
Hey, Sharon, get this nigga up out of
Listen
here,
to yourself. Look, he's getting more gray hairs by the minute. Look at him. I saw it was only the right side before. Now it's also the other side.
Hey, y'all, before you leave, you want to address anything that
No,
he said?
no, I don't.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
Yo, this thing do this.
It
Yo,
says, get that bitch out of here. God damn it.
all right, yo, I really do gotta go. But yo, it's good. Yo, I was just trying to support the show and I was just trying to show you love. Yo, but I wanted to answer that question because that's what I was trying to get at. Shout out to whoever said that. I apologize. I didn't get to name. Oh, shout out to Silent. You said that. Shout out to you because that's
KT. It was KT.
Okay, shout out to KT.
It was silent. It was silent. No, you ain't gonna take away from silent. It was silent. Go ahead, Izzy.
I apologize. Whoever said it. Yo, the point is that historically, deadbeat was referred to as a man who didn't pay, like I was trying to say before I was getting cut off. So if you ask me, is he a deadbeat in that sense? No, he's not. But do I agree with what he's doing? Do I agree with where he's at? No, I don't. I don't agree with it. So that's just it. But to make it seem like I'm a lover of men because I can understand that when two adults have an argument and one of them goes and exposes the other one online and starts yelling and cursing at them and tries to flame them and tries to destroy their career, that they wouldn't want to be around them. I can understand that. That makes perfect sense to me. So I'm not going to try to make it seem like, oh, this and that. Come on. But anyway, yo, I appreciate you. Yo, all these side, and this is what Angry Man was talking about. See, you know, y'all want to dispel what Angry Man talking about all the time. But yo, like you say, I can't go to no panel without being disrespected and people trying to attack me. Like, yo, I was just talking to you. He could have got in it, but at least let me finish saying what I'm saying before you go trying to attack me. Appreciate you.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
It said, bring back AR.
Oh shit! I got love today. Oh shit!
They only got love because it's your black side today. That's only why your black side today got love.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Whoever paid that money, the dude left, man. Mr. Testosterone himself. He upped and left, man. That was crazy. Man, how you gonna get on and talk about I'm not trying to change the subject, but I talked to my girl 27 minutes ago, and we was on the phone for 2.5 minutes. So that's a 30-minute, that's 30 minutes. And he said he had to go 30 minutes ago, and he's still here. It don't make sense. And KT, because I really was gonna say something earlier, but I didn't, and then a dude got on and started talking about Dr. Umar and how he ain't a deadbeat, he's just a piece of shit, as if that makes any fucking difference. You was on this panel for like 90 seconds. I don't even know if it was 90 seconds. It might have been like 53 or something. And you immediately switched the subject to how women aren't doing good enough, or how we should be checking. Yeah, you did, man. You was like, oh well, we can tell men to do. We can tell men. I know what you said. I listen, man. We can tell men to do better, this, that, and the other. But what about women? They got to do better. Men are doing better. Women got to do better too. Bro, nobody's talking about women. We talking about men. Why does it seem like you're incapable of having a discussion of only about what men need to do better without bringing in women?
Because we are not just having a conversation based on men. Let's be very frank. It's not most people in this chat are not men.
What does that matter? We're talking about men. All right, here. Can you read me the title? Can you read me the title of the show real quick? Because I have trouble reading sometimes. Okay. The fall of men, worship, lust, and power.
Right? Are we speaking to only men?
Does it say the fall? It says the fall of men.
Are they only men?
The fall of men who worship lust and power.
Women speak to women.
It's not mostly men over here. It's not mostly.
It doesn't matter who it is. We are talking about men. We're talking about what men. We're talking about what men can do. That doesn't mean you need to. Oh, but what about women? It's like, what does that got to do with what we're talking about?
What about women? I just said because that's the truth.
You can't just tell did you or did you not do it? You say that you didn't do it, but then you said you did do it because it's the truth.
Progression of our people.
Did you do it or did you not do it?
Yeah, when we talking about the progression of our people, you can't just say, well, it's on one group to do something and then nobody else. You can get emotional about it and sit there and act like I'm saying something different. I didn't, like I'm going to say one last time, y'all need to start repeating what I say and not being like, well, this is what I got out of it.
So what do you think you said? What do you think you said?
You said what?
You repeat what you said since you remember so well. Everybody else don't know what you said, but you know what
I just said that men definitely we have to get ourselves together. We both have to do it at the same time, though. That's literally what I said.
Why is it that which is what I said? Why is it that every single
time
we
do it first, lead by example?
Well, why is it that every single time we talk about men having to do better, you find a way to insert women into the conversation?
I don't. That's a bigger lie.
No, you did it today. Less than 90 seconds on the panel, you did it.
Every time we talk, I've done it. And even then, I didn't insert. I just said the truth. If we talking about progression of us as a people, I don't know if that was you, Silent, that kept saying lead by example. Yeah, well, we're adults. The adults are the example, not just male adults. Like, we're both grown-ups. We're the examples for the future. So we cannot sit there and say as adults, oh, we can't even get on one page that we all gonna be in agreement. So we gotta move in this way as adults. And then tell our kids.
Go ahead, AR, and make your.
You trying to cut me off again, man?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, you ain't slick.
No, go ahead.
I see.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
Damn. Let it happen. It says, get that bitch out of here. Oh, man, I didn't see it. Hold on. Damn. How you
when I was saying, you got.
Let me read in the chat. God damn it. Hold on. Oh, that's how he knew. That's how you know. Don't be reading the chat, AR. Stay out the chat. God damn it. That's what he said. That's what he said, Vincent. It wasn't. So anywho, KT, so you don't see how you are representing to turn the shift over to is the men and the women. You don't see that.
Nah, that's I'm okay with that. That's what I'm saying. As adults, that's what we should be saying. It's not just a singular point. Like, if we looking for an answer to be, well, if men get it together, then shit, women just gonna do it too. You know what I'm saying? That ain't true. We gotta accept good with bads, right? Nobody's perfect. Men, women, nut, black, white, whatever. Nobody's perfect. So that's the first fallacy we gotta get rid of.
I'm talking about hip hop, and somebody said, but what about rock and roll? We should talk about rock and roll too. That's music as well.
And then it would change too. But you do it first. Then you do it first.
I think a better example is you trying to say you talking conscious. I mean, you talking trap and I'm talking conscious or something like that. It's still rap, maybe a different subgenre of it, but it's not.
But you literally have another. But you literally talking about another genre. You literally talking about another gender. That's the issue that AR and most people have. Like, if we having a conversation about this subject, why are you trying to move it over to the woman? This is when we.
Let me ask: are we not talking about?
Men don't realize that how they be sounding like lovers of men. Soon as y'all want to say, "Hey, but what about the women's too?" That is the issue. And we having a conversation about the women's, then we could talk about that. And guess.
Well, if I may ask, why are we having conversations about the men? If I'm mistaken, it's so like black people, how we move forward and progress better as black people as a whole, correct?
So the reason why is because the men are the initiators.
No, I'm just asking you. This is why we're bringing up the men, right? Like, because we're talking about how to, like, if the men do good, this will progress us all. That's what we're saying, right?
Correct.
So I'm only bringing up, I'm talking about how to progress us all. That's my main thing. Yes, I am.
No, you're not. So once you say, hey, but what about? That's when you're not moving progressively.
No, I literally, as I just kept saying to AR, I'm talking about progression of us all, of us as black people.
And I'm trying to explain to you literally, if I'm saying that once we focus on the men, that will move the whole community forward, and you say, hey, but what about such and such? You are not trying to move the community forward anymore.
Because what we saying ain't true. I mean, what you saying that ain't true. Just focus on the men will progress us all. It's always been a focus on the men.
Well, I mean,
we talk about how men had the lead and they lost the lead and fucked it up and things of that nature. I don't know when people want to cut the line off. Let's say the 80s is when by the 80s, niggas wholly fucked it up. Okay, now we in 2020 something about to hit the 30s. So that means women have been in the lead for the last, let's say 50 years. Okay, she's still fucked up.
So are you willing to hold the back seat and let the women lead you?
I think that's what we've been all up here. That's what I just said. I think women have been leading for about 50 years.
So your wife leads you?
No, we work together.
Yo, Silent, this is crazy.
I mean, is that not what you do? I think you would marry somebody who basically gives you what you lack.
Right. So again.
So you can be a perfect unit.
Are you it's either you with women being the leaders. If you are with women being the leaders, then you should have no problem with your wife leading you. But you already admitted right away that you're not comfortable with saying.
No, that's not what we're together for. We're not together for because I need her to lead. And yes, she leads me in certain things. Yeah. Even if that's what I'm saying, is it about full and totality of who's the leader here? I don't think neither one of us have to, or even make that type of thing.
Okay, all right. So now we're saying women are the leaders. By KT to go, he's saying women are the leaders because they've been leading things since day one. So why are so many men trying to take the leadership role from the women?
Well, because as I was just saying, if women have been in the lead for the last 50 years, we still fucked up. It wasn't working well. And I'm not saying we should take the lead for ourselves.
So when was it? It was doing well when men didn't mind the women to lead. Is when the men start to buck up and this whole manosphere shit started to happen, starting with the red pill situation, right? And that's when men saying, I don't want to be led by women no more. And that's when our community got messed up, correct?
No.
All right, so
when did our community get right?
I thought you said when we was in the civil rights movement and everything, that's when we was together.
Nah, I never even said that, and I'm not even gonna make that argument. I think that's low-hanging fruit type shit. I mean, I think that was just times back then. Everybody was buying.
So you saying that you ain't making no argument?
No, I'm saying that we've been fucked up as people. Period.
So here's the problem, right?
My argument is we've been fucked up. We're trying to get there.
You don't know what you want. This is why you are a detriment to the community. You don't know what you want to fix men, so men could go ahead and lead, or you don't know if you want the woman to lead, and that is a problem when you don't know where to go. That's not
the problem. Is you sitting here, you're just lying. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I just sat here and said the women have been leading. Now my relationship doesn't work the same because I don't think the same. So we don't think the same, and we work together in tandem because that's how we believe it's best to run a family unit. What I lack, you have. It's nothing wrong with having that mindset. Now, I don't know how you're saying I'm saying I don't have anything. I'm saying we've been fucked up. We've been trying to get in better position. Okay, men led it. Y'all said we suck. We his ass said it.
Okay, so do you have a time in history where Black folks community was at a better rate than what it is today?
You say, do I have
a moment in time when the Black community was better than it was today?
I mean, not really. No.
Okay, fine. Welcome to the show, 651 Minute. He said we ain't never been good. That's what he said, 651.
I disagree with that. But to stay on the topic, men just have to do what they need to do, and I always said women will follow. Like, and if they don't, just that go to another country, do the passport rule. Like, don't stress yourself out at this point. But I always tell men you have to be mentally stable, somewhat physically fit, and financially stable. You have those three or two out of three, it's enough women for everybody. You'll get somebody that follow you and shouldn't have no problem. And if not, just leave. At this point, this women men beef, like just leave.
Okay, it's I don't know. My Cash App moving very slow. So it says, "Did you miss my Cash App? Is all love." Let me see. It says, "Yeah, I did." It said, "Get off your Darian and fix your DH balance, Izzy." Hold on. Also, it says, "Pull up the mirror and make them self-reflect." Damn, thank you so much. I'm mad that these are just coming in. I apologize.
That's why I don't have an issue with the passport bros.
Also, it says, "Great stream. Keep it up, GOAT." Woo! Thank you so much. She said I'm a GOAT. Ooh. As long as you don't curry me later, because you said you was going to cook me up. Also, it says, "My normal support. Hit the like, hit the share, tip your host." Thank you so much, beautiful. Always holding me down. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, we got thanks. Thank you always. Love. Let me get my little chips now. Thank you. I appreciate you, beautiful. Thank you so much. Always holding me down. Make sure I'm not missing any more before I get cursed out some more. And it's all, yeah. So now I'm caught up, I believe. Let me refresh it to make sure that I'm not pissing nobody off. All right. Now we good. You change your mind? Welcome to the show, BMU. Good day, sir. What's your thoughts?
All right, catch me up real quick. So, what you been talking about so far?
So far, we talking about what I was having a conversation about was that how men, right? They need to stop. There's too many men out here worshiping lust, degeneracy, and power. Instead, they need to have some goddamn God, integrity, honor, leadership, and accountability. That's what we need men to do.
Okay. Hold on just a second, Sharon.
So go ahead, while BMU get itself together. Get 651. I know you have some more things.
I just said that's why I don't have an issue with the passport bros. Like, if you fed up, just leave, and that's what they do. It's like I don't have an issue with them.
So the issue with them as well is that some of the things that it's for the same reason that I just issued. And shout out to Cassie for my bad customer service in the chat. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Y'all wilding out, I guess. And so even when they go into overseas, these so-called passport bros or whatever, those brothers, they still worship in lust, degeneracy, and power. That's why they go ahead and become passport warriors, because of those situations at hand, right? They go over there lusting. They go to the countries where it's the least married people.
Oh, like I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like a lot of those Latino places, they ain't a big marriage rate over there. They actually got some of the highest divorce rate. Brazil, DR, they got some of the highest divorce rates, higher than our divorce rates.
I didn't know that.
So they are leading with. So the problem is that they are being led by lust, degeneracy, and power. So they go to these lower value, money-wise countries because they lusting over beautiful women that they can have power over, and they can just be degenerate and have sex with as many as they possibly can, and that is the issue.
So it's not so much that they're frustrated with Western culture women.
No, it's not. It's not
because
at all.
It's not just American black men that go over there. Because when I travel, it's everywhere. It's like a lot of countries. It be everywhere. So
right, and And so people like KT, he keeps the real media rhetoric going by keeping the lust, degeneracy, and power going by saying, "Well, what about the woman?" Like, no, bro, you decide on who you decide on who you putting your peen in, and so it don't have nothing to do with her. You going out there looking for a woman that is not. You are lustful, you are degenerate, you looking for power, and then you wind up being attracted to that same type of woman, and then you get mad and say it's the woman's fault. No, it's the woman you chose. You chose a lustful, degenerate, power-hungry woman. And so she's going to do certain things.
Yeah, I started by saying, I'm going to start by saying that those people don't know no better. They only do what they were taught and raised, and this is America we're talking about, y'all. I don't know what bullshit y'all going, y'all. I understand we talking about maybe how it should be, but if we talking about factual and reality, well, you're rewarded for your degeneracy and lust. You know, you get up here and as a woman, you make music, and if you talk about shaking your ass and do it enough in the video, well, now you're a millionaire. Same thing for dudes. So these are what you're rewarded.
I get that you're talking about the music industry, which is something completely different. I'm talking about your personal friends that you see.
Instagram.
You gotta let me finish. I'm talking about your personal friends. You will allow them to do lustful, degenerate, power-based things in your face, and you won't say a word. Most men will allow it to happen. They go to the club, it's 5 of them together, a girl walking by that he don't know what he gonna do, slap on the ass, and you're like, yo, man, her ass was fat. As I say, bro, what the fuck you doing? You don't know that woman. She didn't invite you to do that just because she had a certain outfit on. We know this happens for real, but men are not checking other men. We are allowing other men to be degenerates on the day-to-day basis is my problem.
Yeah, we've already been through this, so we know that most men not gonna just slap the bad bitches or even thick bitches on their ass because they already know girls be having attitudes and stuff of that nature. And we also know on the opposite end, there's a lot of girls who get their ass smacked and be like, "Ooh." So that's what I'm saying. You saying what you're talking is reality, but you really got
a double-minded what was that quickly?
Are y'all saying
you hear the double-mindedness that quickly?
What?
This is insane.
So are y'all saying, because I don't see this, men walking around slapping women on the ass? I don't see that. I don't see it. I don't see it down here. That's a no down here. You can't just. God, I don't see it.
651. But guess what? I don't see to the GOAT. He ain't as respectable. Him and his homeboy.
No, nigga, I said that at the same time. I mean, y'all talking. I said in maybe 20 years of my friendships, I've seen niggas smack 4 girls on their ass, and y'all was like,
"No, you degenerate." Yeah, okay, yeah.
And we at the club.
No.
We talking about at the club.
Hold on. So this is the problem, right? He said he personally seen it. He didn't go to the club with them every day. So we know if he's seen it, those few times, that's their MO.
Nah, that ain't true. I ain't gonna say every time they went to the club, bro.
They know that you ain't gonna say, "Hey, bro, that's some lustful, degenerate shit." You don't know that woman. They know you ain't gonna say nothing. So they did it in front of you because they don't care about what you say or the thing, because they know you are too coward to say.
I gotta pull it back to what Izzy was saying. This is the narrative building.
Goddamn joke. You keep saying there's a narrative when it literally happened. I don't understand how you keep saying I'm paying the narrative.
We can play the show back, Teron. I literally said on that show, I ain't never, first of all, that's what I'm saying. You keep making a context that I didn't say it in, but you talking about the conversation we had. So repeat what I said in the conversation, which is the only girls that I've ever slapped on the ass or even seen homies do it with is girls that we have had relationships with. I ain't saying I know that they had relationships with every girl I seen.
Anything, stop. Again, you got at least 4 friends that you seen did it to women that they don't know. Other people have men of that they say friends, and they seen them do it in the club to women that they don't know.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, they dancing with these girls. It's not like but go ahead.
We're not talking again.
That's different because of the Caribbean culture.
We're not talking about dancing. Like this is when we know they being disrespectful and
we talking about the club.
We talking about something very specific, right? Right? 651. Did I say anything about dancing?
Yeah, he didn't say dancing.
So
he said
talk about the
club. This is when we know they start to be full of shit, right? Like,
did you talk about the club or not?
It's okay to call out. Don't be a coward. Call out degenerate behavior.
Okay, Sharon, we're gonna call out degenerate behavior. So, are you okay with, like, say for instance, at a concert, right? I'm gonna give you 2 instances. right? You know who Faith Hill is, the country singer. Her husband, her husband is Tim McGraw, the superstar country singer. He was on stage performing, and while he was on stage performing, a chick in the audience grabbed him by the dick in front of 20,000 people. His wife came out and stopped the whole fucking concert and told the girl, "I will beat your ass if you touch my goddamn husband again." Right? Degenerate behavior. Right? But she called her out on it. Now let me go to Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates had a concert. A girl did the same thing to him, and he's kicked her in the fucking mouth with his foot. Kicked her dead in the head for that degenerate behavior. Are you okay with a man defending himself from the degenerate behavior? Or how do you look at that from the other side, from the flip side?
I think it's fine for a man to defend himself if a woman is grabbing his private part. Yes.
So it was okay for Kevin Gates to kick that girl in the mouth?
You're trying to make it a different conversation. Again, no. I think it's okay.
No, she grabbed his dick and he kicked her in the mouth.
If a woman is grabbing him by his goddamn falling out coochie, yes. If his vagina fell out and some woman try to grab it, yes, he could defend himself.
Okay. I got it.
So now, okay, so that I was gonna eat those too. But now that we got it on the other side, why can't men just say, "Hey, listen, homie, stop grabbing women that you don't know"?
Well, we do say that. I definitely would say that because I don't want any of my homies or my brothers or my nephews to be Me Too'd. We're in a different time right now. Sir, do not go touch her. You can lose your job, your life. You could get divorced. You're going to lose everything that you have just because you want to slap a cheek. Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll have a conversation before we go into any establishment. Don't touch no girls. Don't whistle at no girls. Don't try to wink at no girls. Don't try. Listen, if she ain't really trying to look at you and show no interest, bro, don't say nothing to them because your ass will get Me Too'd. You lose everything you got. Don't say nothing. Don't touch them. Don't none of that shit.
Turn the air off. So now, do you believe that's what most men are saying? Like, hey, you need to leave women alone?
I don't know what most men are saying. I know the men that I'm around, that's what we say to each other. We're not getting Me Too'd by nobody. We're in 2025. Even
now when you hear KT that says, hey, it's all good. Like, hey, some men going to do it. Some women like it. Some women might get upset.
You
just said this.
No, I didn't. I said I gave a very specific because we had a very specific conversation. Didn't we, Sharon? Do we not?
And so while I'm talking, right, and I'm explaining what you said some women don't like it.
But you're not saying what I said.
And some women are going to say,
no, you're not saying what I said, though, right?
651. And they
just avoiding that, like that. Even from the beginning.
That's what you said.
All right.
You did say
Even from the beginning, I said most men not running up smacking women on the ass.
That's not normal. And if you
said that from the beginning.
Oh my fucking God. This is crazy to me.
If you focus on getting Me Too.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
This man literally said that he know 4 different men that he was in a club with. When a girl walked by, he slapped her on the ass. Now
the same girls was dancing on them dudes. So don't leave that out to make it seem like this is just some random ass they smacking.
Well, they knew them. Basically, they knew them. They
not even they knew them. I'm not gonna lie and say they knew them. But we hit the club, they danced on them, and afterwards they may have walked by later and they smacked them on the ass. I ain't saying they know that person because I ain't gonna sit there and lie and say I've seen them with them people like that or something of that nature, right? I'm just saying they built some type of built something.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. Like, it's on video. It's recorded.
I'm agreeing with that.
Recorded.
I agree.
He was not talking about dancing.
Yeah, he did.
We were talking about the club.
He added the club. Yeah, I think he added it in.
All right, so if you're in the club, what did that got to do with dancing, right? You can literally be in the club.
What the fuck do you do in the club, Sharon? What we doing?
I don't see. This is what I'm talking about. 651. You see it happening in real time. Like in real time, he acting as if everybody goes to the club and dance, and we know everybody goes to the club and take pictures.
Well, it depends on what year. 20 years ago, people was dancing in the club, Sharon.
Not
he said 20 years ago.
Even
That's what he
now.
said.
Even now. Stop. Even now.
Fight for it.
I'm not sitting there talking about it's the same level of dancing, but let's be frank. Like most people go into the club to do some dancing. Like you go to the club to do a couple things: drink, chill, dance.
Yeah,
like,
they're not dancing as much now.
I'm trying to have a conversation.
Sharon, you been
I'm trying to have a conversation, and the disingenuous shit bothers me. When we know for a fact that it is
Hey
men
Siri,
doing shit when the women not even asking them to do it.
Yeah, that
Literally,
happens,
Diddy, literally, Smokey Robinson, literally, R. Kelly. Literally, we can keep going down the line. We can name at least 10. Mystical. Like, what the fuck are we trying to really fight for? Why are we acting like this is something that never happens? This is literally in real time. Real time, this is happening today, and we're arguing saying, oh, you know, some of those girls, they just want to get their ass slapped.
Yeah, listen, Sharon. I think all together, since because you're very passionate about it, I just believe that as men, I think when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't even be in these spots. But furthermore to say, I just think men all together in those positions like that, just allow them. Let me give you an example. Right here in Houston, Texas, 4 hours from me. Right, I'm in Dallas. In Houston, they just had a what do you call it when the couples get together? They look like the little dating, whatever you sit at the table with somebody, speed dating or whatever.
Speed dating, yeah.
And 60 women. I don't know if you saw this, Sharon. I'll send it to you in your inbox if you want to see it. 60 women, 60 or 65 women showed up for the speed dating. And the speed dating started at like 7:30-ish. And by the end of the night, no men showed up. Zero. None. I can send you the video in your inbox. No men showed up. For 4 hours, they sat there and not one man showed up at that speed dating, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it should get to. I think men, look, if you're going to meet a woman, meet her in a casual situation, coming out of a grocery store or coming out of don't be in no place where women going to be high on just drunk on alcohol. They've been smoking weed. They've been popping pills. They just little touchy. Don't be in places like that, bro. It's gonna get to a point where men need to just stay away from all type of social events. Stay away from. I'm telling you, because if you don't, all she got to do is say you did it, and they're not going to ask you no questions. All they're going to do is say, "Watch your head, sir."
So I'm gonna ask this 5'1" man. How many times you went to a speed dating event?
I never went to a speed dating event.
KT to go. How many times you went to a speed dating event?
Yeah, no.
AR, how many times you went to a speed dating event? He ain't there. I'm pretty sure he was going to say 0. Men do not go to speed dating events.
They do.
So it's not a shocker to me that
they do.
Probably a black.
This is not facetious again. Men do show up for these things, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's receipts to all this. I could send you videos of this shit, bro. I could send you videos of speed dating where black women have sponsored these things, and a whole bunch of men, well dressed men, went to these things to meet women. In this particular place, in this high place that they rented out to have this event, nobody showed up, and nobody knows why. And so that's what I'm saying to you. The men do show up to these things. I'm in Dallas, man. I'm here all the time. I live here. This is my home. And they have speed dating events where everybody go. Matter of fact, it's one tonight at Dan Perot, right across the street, downtown Dallas. They're having a huge one tonight.
What I'm trying to explain to you, majority of men do not go to speed dating already.
And the majority of men don't slap asses.
Yes, they do.
No, I don't think the majority of men.
Majority of men ain't walking around slapping no asses, Sharon. They're not.
All you got to do is this. Ask any one of your female friends or family members, have you ever got your ass slapped unwantedly? That's all. Let's see what they say.
It happened to them, but are you saying most men? That is a high. That means because when I go out, I don't see it.
Think about what you're saying.
When I go out, I go to day parties.
We ask all the women that we know, and the majority of them say, yes, that happened to me unwantedly. You saying that that's happening by what? The minority of men?
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
That
Yes.
was a dumb
I don't.
assumption.
Statistically, most men don't they don't even get pussy until a certain age, and I'm talking about
Sharon,
20 something.
Again,
Sharon,
we're
let's do
talking
the
about
same thing
Niggas
you
is
just
too
did.
scared to
Sharon,
run up and just
Sharon,
randomly smack ass.
Yeah,
Sharon,
ain't no man. I just don't
hold
see it,
on,
Sharon. Go
please.
ahead.
We having a conversation. If the majority, the vast majority of women say yes, my
hello.
ass has been touched unwantedly, are we going to say that was the minority of men that did that?
Yeah, because the
That is the
majority of
dumbest
women won't
So
say that.
Sharon, let me ask the same question you asked a few minutes ago.
Ain't no way to say
65 one. Have you
Go
ever
ahead.
done that?
I
Have you
have
ever
never just randomly
KT
smacked the girl
the
ass.
goat? Have you ever done it?
I have never.
Nah.
Not
Okay,
randomly.
AR. Have you ever done it? He okay. He probably somewhere, but he probably would say no.
KT
I've never
literally
done it.
admitted that he
Sharon, have
did.
you ever done it?
KT literally admitted that he did already before.
I
So,
said if I done smacked a girl on the ass, I had some relationship with her prior.
And
Sharon, have you ever done it?
One's it? No, I knew every girl that ass I touched.
Okay. So
I had
then we
children
can't
with them,
say.
so I
So
only
we
did
can't
it.
say
I only
the.
touched 3 women's asses in my whole life.
So it's 5. Boy, stop that bullshit, Sharon. Get
That's
the fuck out of here.
It's been
You
the
are a
only
liar.
asses I
You
ever
are
touched
a
in my life
liar.
is the ones that I had children
You are
with.
a liar.
My
So
story,
when you're a liar. So when she throwing it back, you ain't doing nothing. Listen, you're a liar. Listen,
only
what
the
I'm saying
3
to you is,
women that I ever had children with is the only asses I ever.
no, my God, stop.
but this notion about the whole Me Too, I don't when I shoot my shot at a woman, I don't think about that Me Too because I conduct myself like a man should. I'm not grabbing her. I'm not, that whole. I think the Me Too thing is kind of extreme. Also, I don't think most men worry about that. I think how men in certain position do, but the average man, I don't think they worry about that. If you conduct yourself, I don't had a female years ago. She was so drunk and I didn't even know it. She passed out in the club and I caught her and I put her down. And I'm like, yo, security, come get her. I don't think most men conduct themselves in a way that y'all are saying. That just beating women and grabbing women. I don't think most men are doing that. It's a percentage of men that does it, but most men is very high. I just don't believe that.
Here's the problem, 651. Most
Go ahead.
men do not believe that grabbing a girl's buttocks unwanted is SA.
That's assault.
Most men do not believe it is.
Oh.
Most men believe like, hey, this is a part of the club. What you here for? You ain't here to shake your ass on me.
Legally, that's assault.
And this is a problem that we can ask women, right? All you gotta do is ask them. You got 10 women in your phone call, ask every last one of them. Have your ass ever been touched unwanted? And they all say yes. We cannot say that this is the minority of men. Actually, it's a minority of men that do not do this. We've been having a culture for a very long time. When we was younger, 6'5", you heard of Spanish fly. What was that for? we know what when you say, what do the OGs told most of the young boys? Hey, I'm telling you, get her off that liquor, boy. I tell you.
Listen, this is like saying most people did crack now. Like most black people did crack or something. I don't know. Like, was it a group? Was it a large group? Yes. Was it everyone or majority? No, I don't think majority of dudes no. Go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead, KT. I was just gonna say, go ahead.
I mean, I was just pointing out shit. Like, I don't think, like, I know I'm not as old as y'all. I'm born in the 90s. But from the 90s to this period, there's no point in time where I can just think most niggas just run around randomly smacking random bitches' ass, and there's no, like, just some woman you ain't never seen. You just seen her walking down the street. It's like, ooh, that ass fat, slap. No.
Okay.
Even I would say, go ahead.
You're talking about that very specific situation, then yeah, no, right? Right. So that's just dumb. So again, what percentage of women that you believe got SA'd before?
I would say in college, Sharon, I'm thinking about it now. When I was in school, I did see it happen in college with college students in clubs. They were great. I seen it in college, but as an adult, like a real adult in establishment I go to now, I don't see it. But when I'm thinking about it now, when I was in school, the parties, yeah, people would like dance and grab. Yeah, I did see. I'm just thinking about it.
Let me ask KT to go. What percentage you think women have been SA'd?
I think it's like
maybe
1
30.
out of.
What percentage you think, KT, to go?
Maybe 30.
See how delusional this man is?
So now we saying most women have been SA'd?
Yes.
1 out of 58, I think, when I put other stats.
Yes.
That ain't 50%. That ain't nowhere close.
It's 1 out of 58 worldwide.
It's around 80%.
That's not what the no.
Right. Well, it was 1 out of 80 or 1 out of 58.
Here's the problem, right? This is why I was telling you earlier, 651. Most men do not believe grabbing the ass is SA. Most women do.
No, I believe most men are not grabbing random women's asses. Even with what he was saying about college, be honest. Most of the people in college, though, too, it's not like, not saying you know that person personally, but the niggas slapping ass with, like you was saying, girls they dancing with. Like y'all done already kind of showed that this type of thing. Most random niggas is not just running up and slapping bitches on the ass.
That's fine. So again, if you ask most women that you know, have you ever been touched without unwantedly, which is literally what? SA, correct?
Nah, that ain't true.
What's not true?
That ain't true. I could touch you on your arm. That's that SA. You didn't want to touch. That is not SA.
That's not SA.
So you believe this is what I'm saying, that this is not genuine. He's not being genuine at all, right? Because we having a certain conversation, and when I say touch unwantedly, 651 knows exactly what I'm talking about. He know I'm not talking about touching a lady's arm and say, "Hey, watch out. Excuse me, tap you on the shoulder." You know what we are talking about, right? Or maybe you're not following the conversation, KT.
No, I'm following the words that were used.
I'm talking about something very specific. Why you added in tapping on the shoulder or touch on the arm?
I'm just following the words you used. No, I apologize.
Right, so that's what I'm trying to understand. How you following the words I'm using, then you say touch on the arm. That's not possible.
Because you said if a woman's unwantedly touched, that was what you said verbatim.
And so what the conversation is about?
All right, so if you say I touched you on your arm, you say I didn't want to touch you. Is that not being touched on one?
So what is the conversation? Okay, so you say you following the conversation. What is the conversation about?
Well, the conversation itself is just about what's SA, I guess.
Okay,
you're saying like I don't think most women even in life have attended clubs on them.
I'm talking about a very specific conversation. Why the fuck are you talking to me about she touched on her arm? When we are talking about something, I'm trying to keep it where I don't get flagged more than what I'm already getting. And now you want to ask me an idiot question like, "Oh, were you saying the arm being touched is SA?" When we literally having a conversation, you know we can't say certain words on YouTube. I'm not the president. I can't say grab him by the pussy.
You asked me.
Sorry. I can't say that. So act like you have some common sense and don't try to act like every word got to be fucking literal now. Explain what SA is.
Now you mad? I didn't get the hit in context.
Arm.
Yeah, because again, we talking about majority of women. I don't think majority of women have went to clubs like habitually or even really attended clubs. Like I don't think most people have actually went to clubs. And I don't believe most men, even when we're at clubs, like just randomly walk up to girls they don't know and touch them. Now, if you're asking the question, do they want to be touched?
Okay, hold on.
That is a whole
rambling. Why are you keep trying to make it a very specific case? When we are talking about that people get touched when they are on the goddamn train, when they are in crowded places, you keep trying to make it very specific. I don't think men are just walking up on random women and doing such and such. No, we are not. This is what I'm saying. This is when we know you're not being honest. Because you're trying to turn it into from a general concept to a very specific case. Men walking up on women and just grabbing random women on the ass, walking down the street. And I never mentioned that. Never.
KT, sir, you're muted. What's up? How long I've been back? I had to step away, so I hope I wasn't just chilling here for no reason. KT, man, where you at, man? And where'd BMU go? I ain't even listen to that dude talk, but I know he had something dumb to say. Everybody left. Was it a coincidence they left before? When did they leave before I came up, or did they leave after I came up?
This is fucking crazy.
You want to talk to me? Okay.
Can you hear me, Sharon?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I came up briefly, all right. I done stepped out the door, and I'm hearing you flailing and arms all in the air and voice rising. Sharon, I want you to drink some water and woosah. Okay? There you go. Just breathe that out, Sharon. Breathe it out. It's going to be okay. You all have a beautiful day.
Thank you. This is crazy to me.
KT, man, you're gonna come back. You're just gonna be on silent, man, because we didn't get to finish our topic, our conversation earlier. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Unmute yourself. It's okay. This is a safe space.
God damn it.
It's
yo,
right,
how you been here? Yo, you been up here. First of all, you been up here for like a whole hour, didn't even know it. Motherfuckers is asking for your response.
Oh, my bad. I had to step away. I know I was up. Sharon didn't tell me how long I had, so I had stepped away, and when I came back, I wasn't on, so I stepped away again.
No bullshit. Listen, AR, you been up here probably for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I ain't gonna lie.
It has not been no hour, man.
You've been out here about 30 minutes.
Okay.
For real though, you've been here for a good minute. That's all I'm saying. People that came, left, gone, came back, and everything.
Tell them to come back. I'm back now.
Nah, I guess the schedule got tightened. But I was muted. I was respecting the mute that I was placed on.
Oh, he put you on. He put you in timeout. No, I think you just be triggering people a little bit because you be saying dumb shit, respectfully. Mm-hmm. And it's like we tell you it's dumb shit, and you still like, no, it's not. But it really is.
Yeah, no, I mean saying this dumb shit doesn't make it dumb shit. And if you can really like listen for anybody, that's because I don't think if anytime I'm up here speaking, when y'all call me names, whatever, I don't get emotional.
I'm calling you a name.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like it's been many times I done got up here, people been like, oh, you stupid, you a moron, this, that, and the fifth, the things of that nature, right? I'll never be like, well, fuck you, you bitch ass motherfucker, because like, no offense, I'm not a fucking kid. That shit doesn't really faze me. Like everybody's entitled to your opinion. It's good, it's cool.
I appreciate you not
but
acting
when
like
we're having talks, right? You say what you gotta say. I say what I gotta say, and just present whatever evidence you have or don't have, right? Like if I'm right or wrong, and you tell me I'm wrong on something, I'm like, all right, cool, you right. You know, I was wrong there. I can admit that because I'm actually here trying to have the conversation to learn, elevate, grow. Like I'm not just sitting here trying to argue with motherfuckers for the argument, but I will say, like y'all, like this is what Sharon just muted me because, and I'm not being funny. Did you not sit there and say we're talking about a specific thing? You shouldn't have to break that down. Then I start talking about the specific thing, and then you literally say, "Why am I making it specific?" Like, and now somebody gonna call me a moron. That's what I'm saying. Just because you saying it, I get that maybe you don't like how I say something or something is being said, but that doesn't make it fact or fiction. Fuck.
And that's how this is why it's stupid when you say things.
So
this is what we saying.
Oh,
it's 81%.
God damn, I didn't know that. Damn.
See how dumb you sound now, KT? Okay. It's 81%. You said 30%.
I'm wrong. Damn, I didn't know it was that high.
KT, hold on. KT to go. You see how when you say 30% and I'm telling you it's 80% and it's even higher than what I actually say? So now you understand why it's dumb?
My bad. I didn't know it was that high.
I said shit. I said it. If you're showing me something.
Understand why it's dumb. Because I'm telling you something because I don't talk about things I don't fucking know. And you here telling me about your fucking dumbass opinion. Now we know that it is actually dumb because you said 30%. and you 50% off.
And men are 43%. That's higher than I expected. Yeah, that's a lot.
And y'all think that this shit is a fucking joke.
But do you think it's
fucking me? It really does. When people just keep on just being dumb on purpose. You talking about somebody walking up to the street and what the fuck are you talking about?
But do you think that's like it's a small group of men that are doing it the most?
It cannot be.
Like,
just think about the number.
Okay, 81%. Could it be like 40%? Can I like 45% of the men? Could that just be that percentage of men that doing the most? Because we just got people that are predators that can go ahead.
So out of the women, 80%, what was 40% men, right?
43, 81, 43.
And the majority of the people that's doing the 80% and the 43%, the majority of the person is a male. He's assaulting men as well. So this whole idea that BMU came up with, talking about, the dude dancing on stage and he getting his ping grab, that doesn't happen by majority of women. Men are assaulting women and men. And then they got these fucking lovers of men that just want to say, I don't believe that most men. Shut your dumb ass up.
So the 81% can also be female on female or just men on female.
I mean, I was kind of looking at that more like that. I'm reading the same thing. It do say that 81% is like
it's
harassment. Harassment and assault. It's not. So that's what I'm saying. Like
total is men and women.
It's
men
not
and
really.
women. Oh, okay, so it's men.
We know the majority is men.
Yeah, I know that. But I just want to know.
Listen, harassment. That's even pointing out the arm thing. Like, right, harassment could be, "Hey, baby, what's up?"
Yeah,
that could be considered harassment.
No, it cannot.
So when we talk about 81% of women have harassment, now going back to your specific point, we talking about touching unwantedly.
This is why saying, "Hey, baby, what's up?" is not considered harassment. Nobody ever called the police and said, "Hey," somebody said, "Hey, baby, what's up?" to me.
Yes, that's like companies literally have.
At work,
you don't give
only
a
at work.
HR if you're at work and you tell a woman, "Hey, baby, you sexy."
Yeah, that's at work. Outside of work,
that's still. You know what I'm saying? No, that's the world. That's the work is a part of the world. That ain't like that's. That's probably where you're gonna have most of your experiences with people as an adult.
We are having. This is the problem, KT. You are saying too much stupid shit at once. You got to stop this. You cannot be double-minded. It's not a good look.
This is what you doing. You just got up here talking about how women are getting touched unwantedly. Now we talking about 81% harassment, and now we talking about what harassment again, making the comment of some sexual shit is harassment. That it can be considered.
At work, yes, it could be.
No,
yes,
even in the real world, it still can be considered. Yes.
No, not in the real world.
Also, we don't get up here and have a conversation about men whistling at women walking down the street.
But that's not considered
harassment.
No, that's
okay.
not.
No. That's what they say. This is what Sharon and all them say. That when you whistle at a woman walking down the street, that's harassment, right?
At work, in a work environment.
No, we're talking about a woman walking down the street.
That's not harassment.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying. A verbal thing is still harassment. So 80% of harassment is not the same thing as 80 because it's 44% of women have experienced either sexual assault or something of that nature. And you left that out, and I know that's probably there, but it says 44% and 23% of men. That's the if we talking about an actual essay, a sexual experience. It's not, but harassment is not the same. I don't know why we acting like
sexual harassment. Then is something talking about their body.
That's at work.
Or
that's
something
only
sexual. It doesn't.
No, we just said if you're catcalling a woman, you do not
catcall. Hold on. I want to hear what AR say. Go ahead. What you saying?
Are you saying that sexual harassment is only applicable at work?
Cause hear me out. So when somebody said, like KT said, if I don't know this person and I say, hey, you got a big booty, I don't know this person. Let's just say we got. Can that person, if she called the police, they don't know each other. She can feel uncomfortable, but she don't know that person. There's nothing she can do but ignore him and go away. Now, if he follow her, that type of shit, yeah, that's harassment. But if he just make a comment, he don't know her, that's nothing. That's nothing. But then if that's in the workplace, then that is considered. That would be considered sexual harassment because it's the workplace. But outside of the workplace, that's nothing.
Listen to me. If
sexual
a girl walking down the street,
go ahead. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to hear what AR said.
The sexual harassment in the workplace has a different level because as soon as you get in the workplace, you do training and it says don't talk to your coworkers a certain way, blah blah blah. So any mention of that is going to be immediate sexual harassment. Outside of the workplace, you might have an argument that you said it one time, you didn't know that she didn't like it, even though you should have known. But after she said, I don't like it, and you did it again, now that is
that's kind of creepy. That's some
but
creepy
you don't have to
shit.
follow her, and she don't have to know you. So it's still sexual harassment outside of the workplace.
Yeah, I added that in there. Now, when he started following her to the car, that's some creepy
But he don't got to follow her.
Okay,
Y'all could be on the sidewalk.
All you got to do is like this. If somebody say, hey, what's up, nigga? Is that harassment?
I would feel insulted. I wouldn't say it's harassment because I've been told that before. Somebody said, what's up, my nigga? I chat somebody.
Yeah, but that's harassing me.
and that's another thing. I'm just saying harassment goes on what you feel it is.
So again,
you know what?
So again,
I did feel offended when somebody called me, "What's up, nigga?"
It's one in four women actually get the R word.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Good point.
Like I don't know what the fuck is KT even trying to argue, and I believe he have a daughter.
Good point.
Like 1 in 4 women get actually R word. That's a lot.
That is harassment.
Far too much.
All right. So why the fuck are you arguing anything else?
I mean, I'm just pointing out that you're
why
talking about
are
majority.
you pointing out dumb shit for no reason?
We're talking about majority, and we was having a specific conversation.
All
now
right,
you're
so
making
we having a
general
specific conversation. Why are you trying to muddy the waters? This is what you're not.
I'm not. That's what you're doing with the 81%. Because like the whole talk up here debate just for the last little bit that they were talking is what is harassment. Harassment is literally just if you tell a woman walking down the street,
regardless of what it is, regardless.
So no, so we have to consider that with the 81%.
This is why you are not understanding.
That's a good
majority of men that's walking around in the street do not believe that they are actually SAing people. That's the fucking issue.
So even what you showed was not a SA thing, right? You showed harassment numbers.
So this is no, it's not.
You show harassment numbers.
No, it's not.
It's 44%. Yes. Actual SA is 44 and 23.
Jesus Christ.
You want me to put it in the back chat real quick?
No, because you're not smart enough to understand what you're reading. 81%
I just read the same paper you read.
43. No, you're not. And 43% of men reported experiencing some form of sexual harassment and or assault in their lifetime. So this is why you keep stopping at when it just says harassment and you're not reading past it. It says and. But you want to stop. You are muddying the waters and making the
again, you're muddying the waters because it has a very different percentage for actual SA, right? Does it not?
No, I got a different percentage for R word.
Yeah, that's actual SA, right?
You got a fan in the back chat, Tron.
This is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? The R word and SA, right? So you touch somebody on the ass, that is SA.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So that percentage is not.
And I asked you,
the 81 is right. Okay, harassment
so
percentage.
This is what I'm
now, if you want to say that's harassment,
I'm trying to explain something to you, but you're too dumb to understand that majority of women are getting SA'd, and you want to try to turn it into a different conversation. This is what I'm trying to explain to you.
So I should just ignore the actual what the percentage is based on to say that Sharon told me this is what it actually means.
Okay, so do you agree that 80% of women get SA'd? Yes or no?
No.
And that's the problem.
It literally says 81% get harassed.
Bring it back up.
This is crazy to me.
Why are you stuck on harassed? It says 81% harassed or assaulted.
Or it's either or.
So, but we're talking about SA, right? Because we're talking about SA, right?
What does this even matter? What
KT saying is it can be either or. The 81, both of them lumped into that 81%. That's what.
No, I'm saying we having a very specific conversation about SA. And if we're talking about SA, it even has a percentage for SA, correct? Because 81% is not that. He just said it's not harassment to be touched on your hind part.
Yeah, that's why I was.
So I'm saying if we're talking about SA, you bringing up 81% because that's harassment is muddying the waters because we're talking about SA.
So he's saying, but he puts. I think KT is specifically saying the SA. He just saying SA, but you brought up the 81%. It said harassment and SA, so it's kind of both of them.
No, it's saying assault, like assault. So assault is even like just fighting. That's assault. SA is very specific, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not bringing this up because I'm bringing this up. He said if you touch a girl on the hind part, that you've not SA'd that woman. And all I'm saying is okay. I mean, I'm not trying to make this difficult. I'm saying if you bring the 81% you presented did not represent SAs, correct? All right, that's it. So you bringing that up is now muddying it up.
What's the point?
I mean, Sharon, actually, you have to ask Sharon. He brought up the 81 and then started screaming, I'm muddying the waters by saying that that's something different. He's the one saying that's something different.
Okay, but
and then telling me let's still apply this.
I don't understand how it started in the first place.
Okay, listen, we were talking about girls getting touched. Like, first of all, my argument was I don't think majority of men smack girls on their butts. He said, yes, they do, and it's 80%. Okay. And then I was talking about we'll present the evidence and things of that nature, whatever. If we're going to have the talk, like I was talking to you, present the evidence if we're going to do that. When he presented the evidence, it was that 81%, remember? And all I'm pointing out is that was half of it because I'm looking at the same thing. It's telling me it was 44% have actually reported SA and 23% of men.
No, it's
and
not.
The 80 in the
hold on, stop. You are giving out false information. That's not what you are reading. That's not what you're reading. It's not. You just don't know what the fuck you're reading.
No, I do.
All right, so what? All right, so since you think you know what you're reading, what is sexual assault?
You said what is what?
Sexual assault.
Like we were talking about, like grape.
No, actually, a very specific question. What
I don't know. Explain. Explain, because you're looking for a very specific answer, and I'm obviously not going to give that. So just tell me what the specific thing you're seeking is.
So you don't know
and
what
I can tell you whether I agree or disagree.
So you don't know what sexual assault is, right?
I just explained it to the best of my understanding. That would be something like grape.
Okay, so now what is your idea of harassment?
Like I said, making an inappropriate gesture, comment towards someone.
Okay, so harassment means aggressive pressure or intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what harassment means.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're unconfused, correct?
I mean, I don't think go ahead, proceed.
So now when they add harassment to it, you understand what they mean, that aggressive or intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this idea that you saying just hey baby is you got to be aggressive and intimidating to be harassed. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so 81% of women feel like they've been aggressively or intimidated, spoken towards them in a sexual manner. Okay? So either that, somebody was aggressively talking to them in a sexual way, or they intimidated them in a sexual way. And sexual assault is any type of sexual activity or conduct that you do not consented to. So if a girl's walking down in the club, walking past you, and she have a short skirt, you slap on the ass. That's SA. So it can happen through physical force or threats of force.
Could you repeat the definition of SA?
Why?
Did you say the definition of SA?
I don't think you really want to have a real conversation.
What the hell? I don't understand how asking the question is, and now you're saying I don't want to have. I'm being clear. I'm seeking clarity. What the hell?
You're not being clear. You are not. You keep trying to give examples of how to punch holes in what SA is. You don't know what harassment means. You just talking out your ass. You don't know what SA is. You just talking out your ass. You literally saying harassment means that somebody.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're giving the definitions, and if you're giving the definitions, I'm just asking you to repeat. Do you not see earlier when you first brought it up? I agree with you because you just showed the number, and I didn't even read it yet, right? And I was like, well, you got it. And then I started reading it, and then you took it off, and it made me look it up myself, which is why I came back.
Because you said, right, because when you see harassment, right, because you don't know the definition of words, you looked at the word harassment, and you try to hone in and try to focus on harassment, right? Correct?
No, I'm focusing on like how the crime system works, right?
And you believe harassment means, hey, baby. Correct?
No, I said it would be like a little comment, act, gesture, something of that nature.
Right, and harassment means an aggressive intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and
now that we have an understanding of aggressive manner or intimidation, that's what harassment means. Okay.
Okay. What does that say?
No misunderstanding. So it ain't no, hey, how you doing? It's not harassment.
Okay, cool. What does
okay? So now after all that is said, 81% of women get SA. So that means somebody's talking to them aggressively.
So what you just explained is harassment, and now you're saying 81% of women get SA. That's what I'm saying. This is why you're refusing to give the definition of SA, because SA has a different
it's relevant.
definition
81% of women. 80% of women say they've been assaulted, sexually assaulted, or sexually harassed. Like, we don't have to keep on going. We've been back and forth about the 81% for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, good point.
So like you are so for some reason you're dumbass. Sexual assault is any type of sexual activity or conduct that you do non-consented to. Sexual assault can happen through physical force or threats of force. The threats of force.
No, how are you not attributing the definition of harassment to SA? It is a different thing. Harassment as a word has a different definition from assault. Correct. In the court of law, when you get harassment, when you have that type of thing, harassment, and SA, is it not a different type of case? Like, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you could work these games with the people who are like small brained enough for you to be like, all right, let me put you on this hamster wheel of one thing. And that's what I'm saying. That's why you always have this thing to be like, focus on this one thing. Maybe because your brain can't process multiple things at once. But like, brother,
what are you actually saying? What are you saying?
Nigga, you cannot attribute the word harassment. You just define harassment, correct?
That's fine.
And then 81%. I kept asking him to explain the definition of assault.
We don't have to keep on talking about that part.
He just asked, nigga, yes, we do. When somebody asks you to bring it back up, you bring it back up.
I'm not asking you that.
No, it's not about you. He asked the person who show we on, remember?
I've been back for a little bit, and we're still talking about literally the same shit. 81% of women have reported sexually harassed, sexually assaulted.
Harassment and assault is different. It's a different percentage for assault, correct? That's all I'm saying. Okay, so it's nothing else to argue about. He trying to tell y'all and now get me to agree that harassment is the same thing as assault. It's two different percentages because it's two different things.
Okay,
that's why he refused to give the definition for the next word.
All right, so
a preschooler may fall for this. Like, I don't get it. How y'all just be acting like I'm tripping or something.
81%. I'm not saying you're tripping. 81% have reported to be sexually harassed or sexually assaulted. What is your now? What is your stance on that or something? I don't know. I don't really know what we're talking about. What's your stance on that? What is your opinion?
It is a different. Do you see sexual harassment? I mean,
okay,
SA?
sexually harassed or sexually assaulted.
Listen, do you see SA?
What is your stance? Bless you. What is your stance? 81% have reported to be sexually harassed, or sexually assaulted. What is your stance on that?
Do you see a different percentage for SAs? Because what I have says 43% for women on SAs and 23% of men for SAs. And then it has 81 for harassment.
I don't know what you're looking
like
at.
Sexually harassment. That's 81%. For my breakdown right here.
What is your opinion on 81% of women saying they've been sexually harassed?
I think we definitely have to do better. People shouldn't feel that way. I agree. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It's not about whether or not I think.
Do women have to do anything on their end?
Nah. That would be men having to tighten up mostly.
So now we get back to the topic of the conversation: the fall of men who worship lust and power. Where you're not blaming women for something that's happening to them or for something that men need to do.
No.
You're saying men need to do it regardless of what women do. It's irrelevant about women. It's about what men need to do. And so now we take what your logic, and because you're almost there, we take what you're saying about women being sexually harassed and now just apply it to other positions. Women don't have to do anything. Men just need to do something. Regardless of what women do, men still need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And harassment, it doesn't matter whether a woman is dressed a certain way or whether whatever, blah, blah, blah. Men still need to stop sexually harassing them.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
In other aspects, men need to stop doing something. They need to do better, regardless of whether women are doing something or not.
Yeah, this one thing.
Okay, so we don't have to bring up women when we're talking about men to do better. We can just talk about men doing better. Just like if we're going to talk about the sexual harassment, we don't have to talk about women.
As I said, I'm not in disagreement in none of this, AR.
I'm only talking about.
Well, I'm getting back to the original thing before I got booted, which was 90 seconds to, less than 90 seconds into the panel, you started talking about what women need to do as well as men when the topic is about what men need to do.
I'm speaking towards us getting our people together.
But the topic isn't about the black community. It's about men.
It is. It's about how to improve the black man so our black community can succeed. That's what every topic up here is about. This is what men can do to make us as people help us move forward. That's constantly what this conversation is. So it's not a thing about. This is what men can do,
regardless about what anybody else does. This is what men can do. You're gonna get an A in your class because that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter what your classmates are doing. You still need to get an A. Your classmates can be doing whatever they're doing. You are still gonna get an A in this class. You're still gonna try in this class. It doesn't matter what your classmates are doing. It doesn't matter what your friends are doing.
I agree. And that right there, what you're talking about is reality. And what we're always up here talking about again in the second half of what we're always talking about is how it should be and how we should go on that path. So I agree with you that this is not what I'm speaking is not about how reality actually works or functions.
So you're talking about,
but that's not what this conversation is about.
So you're talking about something that isn't reality.
I mean, we're all talking about something that's reality. Because when we're talking about the improvement of men, why are we talking about that unless it was reality? It isn't, right? So that's why we're having the conversations.
Okay, and
because we're talking about how to make those things.
So we don't need to bring up women doing better or doing whatever to talk about men doing better.
Yeah, again, we talking about men doing better to make our people do better.
Are we in agreement that we don't need to talk about women to talk about men doing better?
No, we don't. We don't have to.
We don't. So why? So now that we're in agreement, next time this topic comes up, the first thing out of your mouth is not going to be, well, what about women?
It usually isn't.
It usually is.
It usually isn't.
Yesterday it was. You and Afro Nerd immediately started talking
about
women.
What did I say yesterday?
About women. I'd have to go back and look. And today, immediately you got on the panel and started talking about what women need to do.
Yeah, you're incorrect.
I'm incorrect about both or one?
Yeah, well, you kind of incorrect about it today too, also. But I'll give you the credence on this one.
Okay, so I'm
because I did get into women. But again, like I said, before I even got into that, I already sat there and said we're talking about these things to progress our people. And if we're talking about the progression of our people, I understand we have to and I'm only keep saying that because I see in our audience it's a lot of ladies. It's not as many men
Do you think they want to
actually
hear you
in
talk to them like
attendance.
that? Do you think they want to hear you mansplain to them what they need to do?
I'm not even telling them what they need to do. I'm saying what we all can do together. I want to explain what we all can do together. It ain't something about singly just me or you. That's my bigger thing. And maybe I'm being fucked up because I'm talking or thinking broader than the conversation, right?
Has any woman on the panel or in the chat asked for KT DeGoat's opinion on what women need to do better?
I didn't say they did.
Okay, so if they've never asked, what makes you think that they want?
I'm not talking about what women need to do to be better. I'm gonna say that one more time. Maybe you should apply what I'm saying and stop just excluding that. Because you can take what I just said. I'm talking about what can make both of us, all of us, progress. Because there's certain things that we have to work on as individuals. But listen to me. I can't tell you what to individually do about you. Because you know you far better than I ever could, right? You know the things that you'll hide from your mother. So I can't tell you how to fix you. However, it's all things that we can have a basis for. We can build our morals here. We can say this is wrong for all of us because that's the only thing we can have agreements on, right?
Can you read me the title? Can you read the title of the chat? Can you read the title of the video, please? And let me know when you finish reading it. If you don't want to read it out loud, that's fine. Let me know when you finish reading the title. Hello?
I mean, we've already said the title.
You read the title, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say is there a specific
noun? No, sir.
There's not a specific noun.
No, sir.
Okay, so it says
yesterday
the fall of men. Okay, I'm going to tell
me.
you what the noun is because you might not understand what noun means. Men.
I understand what noun, bro. Listen,
men is the noun in this title, right? So it says the fall of men. It doesn't say the fall of the black community. It doesn't say the fall of women in the black community. It doesn't say the fall of all humans. It says the fall of men. So if we're talking about men and the fall of men and what they've done, why do you find it that you need to always bring up women, whether that's today, because you haven't stopped talking about what women need to do or some aspect about women today? I haven't heard you. So we'll just go by today since you don't want to admit
I didn't say a single thing a woman needed to do today.
Okay, so you don't want to talk about in the past, even though you've done it repeatedly in the past, so we can only talk about today. That's fine.
No,
today,
you can talk about the past. I'm talking about today, back, whenever, nigga. You don't make sense.
Fine. We're only going to talk about today.
Because yesterday, what was the headline topic? What was the name of the show yesterday? Did we speak about that? No,
we didn't because you guys wanted it. You and Afro Nerd wanted to bring up.
I did not. You're lying like fuck. I got quiet the whole time, and even at the end of the show, I said, "Hey, Sharon, I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we can talk about that."
So then it wasn't you yesterday. It was just Afro Nerd. The point being is that somebody wanted to take the conversation over to women and talk down about women, which is why this topic was
somebody ain't me.
Why we didn't stay on topic? But that's fine. It wasn't you yesterday. That's fine. I don't care. It wasn't you yesterday.
I mean, but you have to. That's what I'm saying. That's what you got to repeat.
I don't need to argue
say as a reply when you don't make sense.
You've already said it wasn't you. I've said, okay, fine, it wasn't you. That's fine. It wasn't you yesterday. I've already admitted it wasn't you. So I don't care.
Okay, no, but the problem is now you're proceeding to have the conversation as if somebody else's actions speak for me.
So, no, I'm just saying you're doing the same exact thing. So yesterday it was Afro Nerd who constantly gets on here and finds a way to cycle the conversation back to women. And today it's your turn. I don't know if you guys take turns. So maybe yesterday you were playing good cop, he was playing bad cop. And then today, if he hops on, he's going to be a good cop. You're going to be bad cop. But yesterday was Afro Nerd. And now today it's you. The conversation is supposed to be about men, and somehow it got
making a lot of assumptions is very easy to do. I guess it's very hard for most of y'all to have these conversations. This is why y'all resort to, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you dumb ass. Oh, you did it.
But you keep on saying.
I'm not even saying that's what you said. Even just now,
don't talk about other people. Talk about what I'm addressing. Don't scapegoat.
I'm talking about what you did. Make an insult.
So talk
I'm talking about everybody. Ron did to the insult. You just went to the insult.
Don't hide behind what other people have said to you.
I am not. Unlike yourself, I'm not.
Stop saying y'all.
I'm actually saying, did you not just make an insult to me? Did you not just make an insult to me? Now what I'm doing is addressing multiple things because I can walk and chew. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. That's all it is. I know that may be a hard concept for some of y'all to grasp.
Okay, so there you go. You're projecting again. I didn't call you stupid. So just address
I
what
didn't
said.
say you did. I said Sharon made the comment I was dumb. I was addressing both of y'all because I can walk with you.
I don't care what he or other people have said to you. I'm talking to you, so talk to me. Stop again. Stop
You
getting
made
behind them. Stop hiding behind them and address what I've said. Address what I've said.
I'm addressing your insult.
Okay, so what was my insult?
Where you were saying y'all just taking turns playing good cop, bad cop, all these assumptions. Because you don't have an actual thing,
an assumption isn't an insult. And I said, I don't know if y'all are taking good cop,
especially when it's a baseless one.
Okay, so yesterday it might have been him. Today it is you. So today we had a topic about men, and you turned it into talking about women.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem. You admit that when we're talking about sexual harassment, we don't need to talk about women. We need to talk about what men need to stop doing and only talk about men. You admit that we can only talk about men when it comes to that topic.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about when you got on the panel originally, the topic was about men and men only, and you turned to talk about women. And in your defense, you said, oh, well, I'm just trying to talk about the whole community and women are part of the community and blah, blah, blah. But you don't need to talk about women because we're talking about what men need to do in the community, regardless of what women are or are not doing.
Yeah, well,
and you seem to understand that. You seem to understand that in other. You seem to understand that in other aspects. When I bring up the aspect of classroom time and doing good in school, it doesn't matter what your friends are doing. It doesn't matter what your classmates are doing. You're still going to do well. We're going to focus on you. You're going to do well regardless. I don't want to hear you say, oh, well, I'm not going to get a B because my classmates, they joke around a lot. So I'm just going to keep on joking around. Or they also need to get Bs for me to get Bs. I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get a B or get an A or to pass the class. When we talk about sexual harassment, we know when we talk about sexual harassment.
Maybe it's just a different angle. Listen, AR, maybe it's just a different angle, but I can understand because I understand and accept, like, yeah, I know how to control myself. That doesn't mean all people are like that or most people. And I can also see from their point of view. And maybe most people are not followers.
Most people are not leaders. They are followers. For the cash app, to make sure I send it to the right person. You got to get your thing. I don't like using my cash app, but I'm supporting. No, connected to my bank account. I don't like that. I just sent you a support the show. I got get ready for work. Good back and forth.
Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, good day to you, brother.
All right, KT.
But yeah, I understand that most people are followers in this world. Most of us that even want to be leaders aren't even good at being leaders because we've never been good followers, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there, right? I'm just pointing out most people don't have the ability to say, ignore everything around me and do this. Because we're easily, if you're a biblical person, the flesh is weak. I'll go that angle, right? I'm not that person, but I understand the books, right? Listen, man, I understand that, and I'm just looking at it from that angle. I feel we should, as people, we have to, because it's bigger than just us singularly. Like you can look at yourself and you can make the improvements, but it's kind of selfish just to say, oh, if I improve myself, they just improve everything else. Because now we really saying we got my singular actions of improvement is what changed the world. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. Without even thinking of the thought of how the next person processed that.
It doesn't. You're just yapping right now, respectfully. So black men and black women both make up the black community, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If black women stayed the same and if black women stayed the same and black men did better, or vice versa, if black men stayed the same and black women did better, does that better the black community?
I don't think so.
Do you know how averages work?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your GPA, you're calculating all the averages of your grades. If you have two classes, and let's say in one you get an 80, and the next class you get a 90, your average is now going to be an 85.
85.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that first class, the average did not go up. It stayed the same. It was still an 80. But because the other half did well, it brought it all up, correct?
For sure.
It brought your GPA up. Okay. So the black community is the GPA. 80, 90, black women, black men, whichever way you want to slice it. If one increases, the average, the total GPA is also going to increase. So if black men in the black community increase, or if black women in the black community increase, and whatever wealth, education, attainment, whatever you want to go with, that will also bring up the Black community,
Yeah.
even if the other stays the same.
Yeah, but that would be
so you don't have to. So you don't have to bring in the other side to talk about bringing up the Black community.
See, listen, now we're going to what you kind of did, what you brought up to me, right? You're now bringing up how it should be versus how reality is. As I was pointing out with Sharon earlier, listen, let's say up until the 80s, Black men were in control of the household. I'm admitted, since the 80s, I'll say mid 80s, somewhere in that region, I feel the Black women have been the leaders now. They've been the ones who've been raising us, taking care of us, providing for us. So I'm going to say the last 50 years, the women have been the leader. Now, the problem is our numbers aren't raising in population too much. Like, we're not increasing as we should. It's a lot of things we aren't doing on that when you're talking about that grade average to change, because it's not just, oh, Black men got up to this level of education and now Black women have exceeded them, which in turn raises. No, even going to us having the lead. When we had the lead, Black men were educated because they basically told Black women, you can't be educated. Now Black woman's in the lead. And I'm not saying it's even the same circumstance, but the Black woman is being educated better, but they're forgetting about the Black man. They're not educating him any better. He's decreasing in it. So we're not talking about this. That's not how this average will work. Our average is the same. It's not. We're not getting elevation, in my opinion, or even from what we can observe statistically.
So you started off saying that the increase is there. It's just not to the level that you would want it to be. That's what you said originally when you started